Back the days, pixels on the screen, joystick in my hand, living the dream. 8-bit world alive, colors vibrant and bright, levels we couldn't beat, playing through the night. In the pixel dream we're soaring high, nostalgia's calling, take us for a ride, dancing through the memories in our pixel paradise. Coins and power-ups, enemies to fight, losing track of time, day turns into night. High scores on replay, friends by our side, cheat codes and secrets keeping the game alive. Ooh. In the pixel dream we're soaring high, nostalgia's calling, take us for a ride, dancing through the memories in our pixel paradise. Coins and power-ups, enemies to fight, losing track of time, day turns into night. In a night, high scores on replay, friends by our side, cheat codes and secrets keeping the game alive. In the pixel dream we're soaring high, nostalgia's calling, take us for a ride, dancing through the memories in our pixel paradise. Paradise, paradise,
Hello there, my little cupcakes. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing today? We will be back with a podcast with the Vibe Ventures and the Crash Out crew. I'm having a lot of issues right now. Too many technical difficulties today. But yeah, hi Shadow. Glad to have you guys here. And I'm doing great. How are you? Okay, there we go. I think we're all good to go. Alright. Okay, it's on. Perfect. Okay. Just had coffee not too long ago. Gotcha, Mr. Husky. That's very good. It's very good. Okay. I am just gonna unmute my sorry ass. Just having the mute on.
Okay. So let's
Okay.
wait for everybody. Just had coffee not too long ago. Oh, hey, Mr. Husky. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hello, hello, folks.
Hello, everyone. Hello. And
We rise
welcome,
from the
everybody.
ashes.
Yes, we rise from the ashes. Okay, so, Leor, how much time you said it will take him to come here?
He said he's got a cleaning thing, so I don't
Might
know.
be half an hour. Might get
Maybe,
half an
yeah,
hour.
I don't
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Okay. So, hello, everyone. Welcome, everybody, to our podcast. We're going to have some nice talk. Right now, we are having a guest here with Crash. And right now we have Mr. Hero and Shadow, and each of us will get time to introduce each of us. So let's start with Crash. By the way,
Alright.
how are you doing, Crash?
I'm doing good. How are
Kind of cut out.
We cannot hear.
No.
Yeah, we got cut off. Crash?
Oh, could you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you right now. Awesome.
Perfect.
Great.
That was weird.
That was very
Hi,
weird.
Yeah,
how are you
No.
doing?
Yeah. And the way that you are being muted was really weird too.
Yeah, I think my the on button for my microphone was like in the middle of on and off, and that's why it was like that.
Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, it should only have
Sorry
the
if it
option
sounded
to on
weird.
and off. Yeah, it's kind of weird that if you have a device that have options for on and off, it should never let you the option to get in the middle. It should just jump to either of them, so it will never be stuck on that because it's weird. Well, anyway,
Crazy.
yeah. Okay, Crash, introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Crash, or you could say Crash Showcase. I'm a variety VTuber. Pretty much stream different types of video games. I'm doing a podcast with you guys now, and
Yeah.
I am the member of the Crash Out crew, and just love hanging out with people.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay.
Yay!
Thank you very much for coming by. Yay! Yeah. Okay, Mr. Hera, your turn. Your turn.
Alright. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing amazing today. My name is Mr. Hero, I'm a variety content creator over on YouTube. And I'm currently working on the final episode of my Skylanders Nuzlocke. Not actually going to be the final, just the final for that specific game. I'll be moving on to the next one. And also working on a Borderlands series, so look forward to that.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's
Good luck with that.
awesome.
Nice, good luck. Awesome. Shadow, your turn.
Hello there, little adventurers. It is I, your your favorite Shadow Boy YouTuber of all time. I am on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok at the same time, streaming wise. So go wherever it's more convenient. But I would advise you not to check out TikTok because it loves to be a bitch and give me too many restrictions. And also sometimes
Nice.
the stuff doesn't work. I am a VTuber that loves to play RPGs, especially story-wise, with mostly anime, cartoony, or pixelated art styles. And I see myself as an edgelord and comedian. Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, so I will introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Naruto Sora. I'm a variety streamer. I play a lot of RPGs, JRPGs, and action game. I'm also a programmer. Work on some other stuff, like some kind of stuff like apps and games and stuff like that. So yeah, I have that stuff, and also enjoying a lot of chaos and stuff like that. And yeah, welcome everybody to our podcast. So today we're going to talk our journey as creators. But before we're actually going to start that, we actually want to talk about a very interesting topic that I'm sure everybody will like to talk about it.
Yes.
Which is the Nintendo Direct. Bumba bum bum ba.
Yeah, the Switch 2 stuff.
Yeah, the Switch 2 stuff. Yeah. Again, I forgot. It's much more early. Yeah. Well, nothing we can do. Yeah. The time changes is it's a annoying. Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, time shift sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so everybody, for those who don't know, there was a Nintendo Switch 2, man. Yeah, absolutely, Bowser.
Exactly.
So yeah, for those who don't know, Switch 2 has been announced, and with some of information about the device and the games that's gonna come out. But only one thing that they decide to not show in the Direct, and that is the price.
Yep.
And the thing is that right now they decided to put the games with something like around $80 to $90 when even if it's come to physical copies. When we get to that information, it's getting much more worse actually. And also,
the more I look into it, it keeps getting worse. Not the games are not only the games are very overpriced. The console itself is like $500 already, and then we have to buy the controllers and the camera and this and that separately. It doesn't come in the same box as the console.
Yeah, and the thing is that also, by the way, for those who don't know, there's updates for older games of Switch on the Switch 2, but this is actually costs money. So like
Purchase an
right now,
upgrade pack.
Yeah. Like they said, like from what probably everybody kind of got some information about it, they're saying it's gonna be around 15 to 20 bucks for update. For let me repeat this: update for graphical. Just graphical updates. It's not like you're getting all the DLC or all the stuff. No, you're just getting an graphic updates, which is really annoying. The company is the console's price is fell though. The console price, I think it's a hit and miss and stuff like that, because the thing, the console price is, let's face it, this is not a PS5. This is not going to be as strong as the PS5 or Xbox Series X or a PC to be exact. I mean, let's face it. It's not making any sense. Also, also we have Crash here that actually hearing about this story right now
For the first time.
So yeah, for the first time. Yeah, hi. So Crash, just for what you hear, what do you think about that?
I think that's insane. I think that's the worst decision Nintendo could ever make in their lives. I mean,
Agreed.
clearly they're just trying to get money out of us, but bro, a regular Switch game by itself is like $60.
I
Like,
know.
Literally, what
They
is
used
the
to be
point?
like 40. They used to be like 40 or 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
at the moment, for like new games, like at the moment, like the price cap is like 60.
Yeah, but
I
the
think at
problem
the
is-
moment with the new games and stuff, is like 60 is like the main one. Nintendo flying way above that.
Yeah, there's also a very bad. There's also a thing that's going online about the fact that back when the Super NES was released, the game cost like $19-$80. But those kind of information are not that good for what we're actually having right now, because we're talking about when all those consoles were really at their peak. So it's make no sense that those stuff will actually consist when it's come to pricing. You're not supposed to increase your pricing. And also we have games on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC that are definitely have really high quality graphic and stuff like that, and they cost $70. But what kind of reason actually gives them to actually increase the price? There is no reason for that. You can say, yeah, we're gonna have 4K and 120 FPS. It's not justify the price. It's not justify the price. And also
I have
when you want to talk?
yeah. So you guys remember they gave us extra storage space in a console, right? It has something to do with the physical copies, or like quote unquote physical copies they give us. Like they make us literally download everything. They won't have us. They won't give us any chips with the full game on it, and they will want $10 more just for the box, basically, with a code on it that only lets us download like 10% of the game. The rest we have to download online. This is basically just a license with the game key or whatever. And with us downloading everything, of course we need more storage space on the console. Normally it would be on the chip.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but the thing is that they're charging for a key, and just adding something like 10 to 20 bucks is just absolutely out of nowhere. And I think Nintendo probably doing it in order to inflate the prices of all the games, because let's face it, if they actually manage to go through with this and people will actually buy tons of games,
then it will be normalized.
That will be normalized. I think they want to normalize this price because they know they have fans that probably definitely going to buy this, even if it's going to cost a lot of money, and they're really counting on that. So they will actually will manage to actually continue with those kind of pricing. But I think it's all a lot of bullshit. Seriously,
it is. Sure. I will not buy this shit. I will freaking strike against this, cancel them on Twitter, and make them do a 360. Okay, sorry.
Shut up. Chris was about to say something. Yes.
You guys were talking about like a licensing chip, like something like that, right?
So they're
Yeah,
gonna
the thing
basically
is-
give us a chip with a little bit of the game to basically have a license to download the game online.
Yeah.
You know what this
It's not
kind
gonna
of
have the full
reminds
game.
me of?
What?
What?
Like, I just remembered because I was messing with my 360. I remember how we used to have to, like, you would have 2 discs for the 360 games. It would have, like, one disc would, like, download, like, half of the game, and then another disc would download the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It always,
Yeah.
it, like, reminds me of it.
Well, there are games like that are actually still doing that. Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth actually still doing that. That you actually need to
It's just
have
saying, like,
two.
dude,
it's
that's
actually-
so old, and you guys are still doing that, you know?
But the discs that you are saying is like the game got split into two discs, right? In this case, it's you get the chip. It has a bit of the actual game on it, and the rest you have to download online.
Yeah, so it's mean that you don't have the full game.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's basically the same concept, just no disc.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically,
Yeah.
but I want the physical
Um,
copies. I want the discs. I want the chips. I am a collector. I need a physical thing, and this defeats the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, back in, I'm reading a comment. Back in the mid-late 2000, for example, the PS3 console launch price was insane, 5,000 US, but it did get a price drop years later. So I'm sure Nintendo might do the price drop in a few years. That actually also happened in the 3DS, from what I understand. They actually did the same thing. They really put it in a very high price, because after the DS, they thought they can actually launch it at a very high price. But after that, they dropped the price. Back in my days, it was 30 to 40. Okay.
Thank you, Husky. Thank you. That's
thank you,
also
Mr. Husky.
around my
I'm-
age. That was also about the price when I got my first PS2 games, basically.
Okay. Let me see. Is also continuing. I mean, Doom Eternal is like a 90 plus gigabyte for installed base game. The two-story DLC and all the cosmetic DLC is not more than 90 gigabyte. And I regret getting it on the Switch one. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, yeah, the Switch one is, let's face it, it's not the best way to actually play this type of game on the Switch. Although I heard that they actually trying to actually make those type of game running on the Switch. It's preferred to actually buy it either on Steam Deck or just buy it on PC, Xbox, or PS5 or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, right now I think that's the worst thing about it is they're trying to normalize those prices, and just I think that what they're
Cancel them on
probably
Twitter.
trying to do.
Cancel them on
Yeah.
Twitter right now.
Probably, yeah.
Good luck cancelling Nintendo.
Yeah, good luck with that.
No, we're
I
not
think what
canceling
they're
Nintendo.
probably-
We're just canceling the Nintendo Switch too.
Yeah, but I think what they're trying to normalize, I think what Nintendo trying to normalize is the fact that make all the games much more digital. I think that
Fuck
what
that.
they're planning to do is actually make you want to spend like less money. So it will be like, you want to get a normal price, then you need to buy it in the store, and just that, you're gonna less money. But if you want to have the box, the nice box with the manual inside, you need to pay $20.
They're not even
I think
putting
it's
a
just a
manual
download
in
code.
it. They're not even
Yeah.
putting the
The
manual in
manual
it.
is just a download code.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is very
I
upsetting
just
for me.
looked up when the PlayStation 4 came out and the price. Dude, 2013 for $400. Even back then, they were just trying to milk. Like, holy crap, bro! It's a console. Like, why
Yeah.
$400? Why $500? Why $600? It's a console that's gonna get replaced in like 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah,
What is the
I agree.
point?
Well, it did take a
I
while for
think-
the PS4 to get replaced, so...
Yeah, I think what those
Yeah,
companies
but
thinking.
still, PlayStation 5, then the PlayStation Slim, and the Nintendo Switch 2, like the Nintendo OLED, like it's just the same thing over and over and over
Basically.
again. Just
Yeah, I
Yeah, pretty
think that
much.
what the companies are right now thinking is like, oh yeah, we have a lot of fans that probably going to invest a lot of money in that, no problem at all, no matter what kind of price we're going to charge, because they know we are the best, so they're going to buy our console. So I think that's probably what's going on through those companies' mind. But the thing is, Nintendo Switch don't have a good reason for people to actually buy this. in that kind of price. And also, by the way, something that Mr. Hero actually remind me is that right now a lot of pre-orders has been cancelled of the Nintendo Switch,
Nice.
and that's because
In the
of
US.
in the US because of the announcement of tariffs. Although I'm calling it BS, I was calling it a lot of BS. Probably just heard a lot of all the problems that's going around with the price and stuff. Although
Yes,
I'm
probably
guessing they're probably
news-wise, they have to cover up the actual reasons, not to make them look
Yeah.
shitty, bitches.
yeah, but people are afraid. Yeah, but people are actually afraid that they're probably going to increase the price of the Switch. People are even saying that it's probably going to cost like $600.
Fuck
Bro,
you.
just buy a PC.
Yes.
Yeah,
you can download
just
freaking
buy a
games on
PC.
Steam for $20.
Yeah, I think
Come on, bro, just-
if the
You can buy
Yeah.
games for $5. You can buy games for $2 when it's
Exactly.
sales.
Like the good
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like the priciest ones on Steam are like $30.
yeah, I think that if
It's like
I think
ridiculous.
yeah, totally. I think if they're gonna go through this, I think first of all, I hope they will crash out from that. I think
Hopefully.
if a company think that they actually can just go to our pockets and just say, oh yeah, we just have this stuff. Yeah, you want that? You don't care about the price, just buy it. Yeah, this is not how
Not
it
in
works.
this economy, nobody has money, bruh.
Yeah, everybody have the
It's time to
worry-
Mr. Krabs.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Crab.
They're literally using this meme on Twitter for them at the moment.
Yeah.
Like literally.
It's just a
Thanks,
Nintendo
Ed.
face. Hello, I like money.
Yeah, exactly.
I like money.
Yes.
Man,
Actually, so sad.
yeah, it's really
This is very
sad that they're
sad.
going through doing that because I think that there was a kind of a goodwill when it happened when it's come with Nintendo that everybody with the Switch and everybody have this time with a lot of people that actually buying the Switch because it was with okay price and everybody have access to this. And the fact that now they're using all this goodwill to actually milk their users to buy a new console in a very high price, it's so not justified because they have competitors that actually cost less than their stuff, their console, and not only that, you can play PC games.
Exactly.
You can, like Steam Deck.
Like
Steam Deck.
Nintendo,
I
you're
have
not the only company that sells games, you know? We have
Yeah, but
Sony, we
I-
have Steam, we have basically a lot of bunch of other people that actually want to get the games out.
Yeah, I think what they're probably thinking is that we'll increase the price and it will be normalized and everybody will forget about it. I think they were thinking about it because of the rumors about GTA 6 going to be $100.
I ain't buying that, bro.
If it's gonna cost $100, I'm not buying it.
Same.
I'm not buying the game.
No.
There's no way. No,
I
way.
mean, with the amount of storage it's going to take to actually download GTA 6, you'll probably have to either spend more money on those storage things, even though I don't think they
Okay,
help
guys,
that much.
I
rid of
need
the
to
stuff.
add something to this. You guys know
Oh,
GTA
okay.
5?
Mm-hmm.
You know
What?
GTA 5. Do you
Yeah, of
remember
course.
how long the loading screens were? Just imagine GTA 6's loading screens.
Oh, done.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna take a while.
On my
yeah.
Xbox One, the loading screens took at least like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
in the worst
they were long.
cases.
30
In the worst, yeah.
Try
but-
30.
Well,
on
well, yeah, but
GTA
may-
5.
yeah, well, let's face it. But when when GTA 5, when it's finished loading, you have a really good game. So you can when it kind of improved when they actually put it in different consoles and stuff like that. Although they're kind of been milking this game for a very long time, so it's a really good time.
They
It's
have,
about
yeah.
time that they're stopped using that game. So they've been using this game for how much time already? From the PS3 to the PS5. We're talking about 3 generations of consoles already. This is
Okay,
crazy.
let
how much
me
stuff-
check when GTA 5 was actually released. Because they're still making
Okay.
it to this day.
Okay. So Crash, what kind of input do you have on this entire stupid stuff? All right. So just
2013,
give me a-
guys. 2013.
I think
Oh.
it's complete bullshit because if you really look at it, right?
Mhm.
From what, maybe like 2012 or like 2010, whenever the Xbox 360 and like PlayStation 3 came out, you already had to, like, certain things we already had to pay for, like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live, and then it was like $10-20 a month. You're spending like a couple thousand a year just on online stuff. And then it's just like, no matter what, they're making money. They have always made money off of us no matter what we do. So what's Nintendo gonna do next? Oh, Nintendo Switch Plus or some bullshit. Now you play online software, so you don't have to do those licensing stuff, or it takes out less fees. Oh, here's cheaper games. No, it's just gonna keep on getting expensive. You're sitting there, you just got scammed out of $600-700. Now you're paying a subscription fee every single month. That's $1,000 or $2,000 every single year, and then you're sitting there being like, wow, I barely even use this thing. Or is it worth spending $1,000, $2,000 every single year just to play a game?
I would just buy myself. I would just buy myself a proper GameCube, figure out how to stream from it, and then do that.
I actually want to buy a GameCube.
I want to buy one as well.
Yeah, I actually want to buy GameCube just so I can play Wind Waker and
I want to replay Pokemon Colosseum, bro.
Mario Kart Double
I don't
Dash.
understand why they don't just revamp some of the older consoles just so people can have that access instead of like I think it's like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
like
they did with the NES.
They actually did announce that the GameCube games are actually coming to the Switch 2, but only on the Switch 2. You can only do the Switch Online of GameCube only on Switch 2. So
but
now they actually announced a couple of games.
With the GameCube, you can still get the physical copies. Here, you just pay a monthly fee, and then you're fucked afterwards.
Wow.
So you can't keep the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then it's not yours.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not yours. Yeah.
And they're gonna try to do the same thing with the physical copies of Nintendo Switch 2.
Dude, at this point, just buy a freaking Nintendo Wii. It's like $30.
I have the Wii and the Wii U.
Go to whatever stores
Nintendo
you
Wii is
have
peak console.
and
peak
buy
indeed.
the specific GameCube games and just play that, because you're gonna lose so much more money. I'd rather you spend $50 on an old retro game that you get to keep forever than
I agree.
$10-20 a month that you don't pay it 1 month because you can't afford it.
Lose it
Look, that
instantly.
one game you really want, you can't play it no more. Yep.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it again.
Yeah, that's a big problem. That's a very good problem that you just said right there. The thing is, when they actually have when it's actually on stores and stuff like that, they actually have access to say if the game cannot be playable or not being like you can download the game or not, or buy the game or not, and they can just like with the flip of a switch, they can actually delete the game, and because it's on our stores, and if it's not our store, you cannot get it. So
also, I want to read out Mr. Husky's comments because he's making a really good point here.
Before that, I wanted to read that. I actually was about to read that.
I wanted to read that. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Just I want to finish something that I want to talk about.
Okay.
If you remember, there was the thing with the Super Mario Collection, which was with the Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I have that.
If you remember, they actually released a physical copy and digital copy, and they decided the most annoying and absolutely the most cruel thing is that it's timed, very limited edition that you can get. So if you can, and again, you don't have the physical copy, or you didn't manage to buy it on the store when it was released on the store, too bad, you cannot get it.
Yeah, I mean, I have the physical copy of it.
And you know what? By the way, everybody, guess what? The Super Mario Sunshine is actually on the GameCube, on Nintendo Online stuff.
How convenient.
Convenient, yeah.
How convenient is that?
I think it was their plan all along. Okay, Shadow, go for it.
So Mr. Husky says, speaking of the Nintendo Switch, from what we know of the specs of the hardware, one of my so-called friends has been making a point of Nintendo is kinda behind on the better hardware specs compared to, say, PS5 or Xbox Series S and X's hardware specs, or leaps ahead of Nintendo's hardware. Also, I mean, the GameCube's port of Twilight Princess was limited release type deal, so good luck in finding a copy.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. It actually is correct, Mr. Husky is really correct.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's still no matter if the Switch 2 is going to release, it's never going to be as better as PS5 or Xbox or PC.
Also,
Come on,
if I
it's
may
PC.
add to this,
Oh
I
yes,
just want to
let's hear
say, if we all if for the ones who watched the trailer, you could see Elden Ring was struggling to run on the Switch.
Oh really? I actually
You
didn't
could
know
see
that.
in the trailer, Elden Ring was struggling to run.
Oh really?
Dang.
I actually didn't know this.
Yeah, it was
But-
really
but-
struggling to run on the Switch. It was like
but,
tiny lags.
Yeah, but I actually saw really horrible lags. Actually, if you notice when they announced the chatty thingy that they had
voice
had this chat. The voice chat. You can they show that you can actually just also share.
And guess what? You need a
everybody-
membership for that.
Yeah, you need membership for that. Yeah, you're right. And the thing is that they also show the screen share for everybody, but they actually show it on their trailer that these things is run like shit. Literally run like shit. You can actually see how
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
on the game
5%.
share.
And nobody actually talking about that. I actually noticed that a lot through their trailers.
How
and that is
laggy
in
the
their
game
trailer.
share was.
Yeah, it was so laggy. Nobody's talking about it, but it's
Yeah.
so laggy, and it's
Indeed.
in their trailer. I mean, for pretty sec, it's in your trailer. Everybody can see it's working horribly. I don't believe they actually put that in their trailer. If I was them, I was absolutely going to just fake it or something. I don't know.
Just put the best
Oh,
part in.
And
but-
everybody knows the presentations are way better than the original thing. So if that is already laggy, let's imagine how bad the actual thing is.
Just
absolutely, you're
freezes
right.
every 10 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. So it's probably going to run like absolutely 1 frame per second or something
So
like that.
scuffed that nobody can actually use it.
I just can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
go
of
for
course.
it.
No. Yeah,
Just-
that's the thing about talking.
I'm not gonna lie, like, bruh, I'm not gonna lie, right? I appreciate every like old games. You know, there's nothing wrong with continuous seeing like a series and all that stuff. But how many more times are they just gonna keep like remaking the same games
remakes.
over and over again?
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart, what is it?
Well,
Mario
it's good
Kart
to
Kart.
remake the old ones that
Donkey
nobody
Kong.
can.
Donkey
it's
Kong
good-
Country Returns has had like 3 remakes.
Shit, yeah.
Come
So,
on, bro.
So it's good to like make another copy of the game so it's usable for a newer model if it's really demoed that nobody can actually use it for streaming or can't actually obtain the console for it anymore. You know, like if it's
Or at least add something new to it.
yeah, or that are somewhat
Yeah,
new
or
to
just
it. But if you
change,
like, just remake the same games again and again for every console, it gets overused and like, where's the point? What the fuck?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Donkey Kong Country Returns might be the most overused game.
Yep, indeed, I agree to that.
What is like, dude? Mario Kart World. That game should have came out
3D
like
World?
5 years ago, bro. That shit should have came out 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Why is it coming out now? You know?
Yeah, they're just they're trying to use some new ideas, and they know the big fan, the really heavy fans, are going to buy it, and that's why they also decided that there is also a 2 version of the Switch 2. There is a Switch 2, which is something like $450, and there's another version of the Switch 2 that you actually get in digital copy of Mario Kart.
Yeah, the new Mario
Just
Kart.
like they do with every single Switch. Oh, get the new Mario Kart 8. Get the new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Switch.
Get the new Mario Kart World.
But notice
Get
what I
Mario
said.
Kart Tour with your new phone.
But notice what I said. A digital copy. A digital. Not physical. Digital. They actually don't want to give you physicals. Notice how they're trying to avoid physical release. They're trying to move their
They're gonna make an enemy
fans
out of me.
to
I'm gonna go to the president and kick his ass so I can get my physical copies.
Dude, Borderlands 4 looks awesome.
Yeah,
I
but
really was
still,
waiting for Hollow
It
Knight
does.
Silk
I'd be hyped
Song
for
and
it.
Tomodachi Life 2, but if they're gonna do me like that, I'm gonna cancel them on Twitter.
That's the thing, I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait for Tomodachi Life. That was my favorite game on the 3DS.
Dude, how is
Oh, really?
Street Fighter
was a really good
still
one,
going?
Street Fighter
Yeah,
6.
it's Street Fighter, dude.
Didn't,
It's
like
Street
one of the
Fighter.
Street Fighter games end up like flopping or something?
I wanted the Street
No?
Fighter
No,
game
that
with the
was five.
Marvel.
That
I
was
want to play Spider-Man, bro. I want the pixelated Spider-Man
Five was-
Street Fighter game.
Imagine if they had Spider-Man to Nintendo Switch.
that
Marvel
was-
Spider-Man.
But make it for the Switch
it's
1 so I
possible.
don't have
It's
to buy the
possible.
Switch 2,
It's
please.
possible.
Because the Switch 2 is off my table. Fuck you.
Well, Crash, you're not wrong. Street Fighter 5 was the one that flopped because it had almost nothing. You don't have a lot of characters, and you didn't have almost nothing. And they thought that people will eat it and just pay for characters. But then they actually kind of fixed it and put some story and stuff like that.
Didn't like Street Fighters have like a revamp too or something? Like where they like changed a couple things?
Maybe they have a lot.
Let me
They
look
have
it up.
this thing that they like to re-release Street Fighters. So in a lot of different type of version, it's something that they've been doing since Street Fighter 2. So it makes sense that's gonna happen.
Remake, remastered, Champion Edition.
Oh yeah, all the stuff. Yeah, Super Street Fighter 4, Super, all those
Yep.
stuff. Or there was they even go farther. They call it. There was a version Street Fighter Ultra Super. I'm not kidding. I think that was the name.
Oh,
That was-
that's what it was. Wait.
What?
Street Fighter 6 has already came out, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
it is.
been
think so.
out for...
That's I think the one that it just looks different. I just feel like it's like the same. I feel like it came out the exact same time. Then like Mortal Kombat was like revamping everything. We're like, oh, we cannot keep doing the same games over and over again. Let's just change it just a little bit.
Yeah,
Also,
just
I
immediately.
crap.
I have a collectible from generations down that we somehow got a arcade machine with Street Fighter 2 in our house.
Oh,
I used to have that.
Hey,
that's nice. And that was I'm reading the stuff from Mr. Husky.
Yes,
That was
please.
hilarious of the frame rate comparison of Luigi Mansion 3D port or port co-op in the trailer, and the actual gameplay, the frame rate dropped like a single digit frame rate. Expects that the remake of the Luigi Mansion, Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch 1 was one of the worst decisions from the
Oh, I was just about to talk about Mortal Kombat 1 on
I
the
have
Switch.
that game. I haven't touched it yet, so I cannot add
Oh.
anything to it.
I recommend not touching it, to be honest.
Okay,
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
I'm being
I heard
honest with
that-
you.
all right.
I heard that on the Switch 1, it looks absolutely horrible, and I also
It does.
saw a couple of comparisons.
So, question:
I've
was it
heard
overhyped just
so.
because Johnny Cage was in it? Or what?
What?
Maybe. I mean, on other consoles, it looks absolutely fine. It's just the Nintendo Switch version, which looks
Okay.
terrible.
I
Do
can
yours
understand.
is so? Yeah.
why
Do you have
the
something?
frick the Street Fighter 6 Ryu and Chun-Li look so stupid?
Dang.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
I don't
they
know.
look
I don't
so
know.
freaking stupid, bro.
Well, that's the design. I have no problem with the design.
They look
There's
like they used AI to make them look realistic and then gave up.
The problem is
That's
the
fair
problem
enough.
of video
That's a
games
fair
is they're
comparison.
trying to make it realistic and like an open world game. They're overusing this idea so much that it's becoming like, what the fuck are you trying to do? Like,
I mean, open world game, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild,
I know
really
that
good, and then they started using it again.
Since they started this game. Okay, the first ones were good, like Genshin Impact and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, yada yada, for the first open world games. But now they're overusing it so much, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing with it,
When
and
did
that makes it
Genshin
just a
Impact
bad
come
game. They're making a bad game. They're just making
2019,
open
I
world
think.
games just to make an open world game. There's no purpose behind it. I can feel it. This is upsetting me so much. Just go back
Well,
to
listen.
the games when they were good. Keep everything in limits and just write a good story. Try that again, please.
They can't even write a good story.
Yeah, they don't know how to
That
make
is
a
true.
good story. You notice, everybody, did you ever notice that most of the games that are in the game of the year choice awards are mostly not from any other place except from Japan or China or anything anywhere else?
Well, they
You
know how
notice
to
that-
make games. They still know how to make games.
Yeah, I think that's because. Yeah, I agree. I think it's because they actually trying to give their own way of just creating a game. They're just trying to create a game that's actually fun. And the thing is that right now most of other companies are just focusing on either trends
Money,
or
money,
making
money,
it-
money, 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 money,
Money,
money,
of
money,
course.
money, money.
Just every company's turning into Mr. Krabs at this point.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Just
but
put more
there's
into a Krusty Krab.
but Mr. Yo, but there's one thing about this thing that is the kind of a problem. The problem is that most companies are actually wasting a lot of money and actually don't think about how to actually and not using
actually
that
use
money
it.
to actually using it because
No.
they have a lot of expenses for a lot of games that already come out. Like we have it right now with Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Shadowfall. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. If you like it, absolutely awesome. That's great. The problem is that companies right now overspending on developing, and because of that, they're having so much losses, and they actually don't know why it's happening. And I think if we actually hearing on all the stuff that they're doing, I'm sure we can find so many bullshit that they probably wasting on stuff that they probably shouldn't done. Because most companies, when they have like a big company stuff, they're always going to like vacations and stuff like, and all buying any kind of stuff and any kind of weird stuff they're gonna do, and those only a lot of weird spending money on a lot of stuff, and then you ask yourself, oh, where's my all my money goes?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I want
mean,
to
with
add to
most
that.
companies now.
It's
Okay.
like a lot of people cannot afford vacations anymore. The last time I had a vacation was maybe the year like 2 years ago.
Oh boy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's crazy how I think from 2000, maybe lower than 2000, probably lower than 2000s, but like from 2000 to like 2016, their games were just amazing. And then when 2018, 20, bro, everything has just been going to shit. You still have
Yeah.
those like,
Agreed.
you know, those good, oh, that one game is just popping off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm literally just thinking, I'm like, oh my god, what was a really good game when I was a kid? Infamous. Oh my god, Second Son.
Oh yeah.
Prototype. Mafia. I remember Mafia for the like 360 was such a good game.
I don't
I
have
don't
Xbox.
understand what the frick happened to these games. Like, did we just run out of stories? Like, what happened?
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
think-
asking myself as well. Like, why can gaming companies not write any stories anymore? I need the stories, bruh.
Okay. I can actually give you an insight about this kind of stuff. Okay,
Oh, you can?
So
Okay, please talk.
Okay, so companies. I'm kidding. Okay. Okay. So the thing is, with company right now, they're trying to avoid overspending, and then trying to actually just go safe. And the thing is, as you notice, they become that. Why is the reason that we're seeing games that always we're seeing the same games over and over and over again, like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and all those kind of games? The reason for that is because companies trying to actually go safe, and also at the same time they trying to avoid any kind of risk, because they know if they're trying to make a new game, they're risking it. They're actually risking it that it's not going to be a good game, and they know if they're actually going to do that, they're going to lose a lot of money. So this is why we're not seeing a lot of games, and we're not also seeing a lot of innovations in those games, because they want to go in specific formula. They always think that's going to work, and sometimes they also just give you the same thing, so you'll be happy. But the thing is, because of that stuff, we are getting the same stuff over and over and over again.
People
But
just
if
get
you know
more
that-
remakes.
Yeah, and that's gonna continue as long as companies will not understand that in games you have to be innovative. You need to give something new, because you cannot give the players the same thing over and over and over time. It's like telling the same joke. First time you're gonna enjoy it. Second time, okay. Third time, now you already know how the joke is gonna go.
Me and
So-
Shadow with the tree joke.
The tree joke.
I'm
Shit,
true.
all I know is in probably another maybe like 10 years, they're gonna struggle so hard.
Yeah,
It's like
they're
they're just
definitely-
milking us. They're milking us for every dollar until society just realizes they're like, oh my god, like I just spent $700 on the newest console. Oh my god, I could only play what? Oh, I have to pay $100 a month subscription just to play the game that I want to pay, but then also in that game I also have to pay in-game
In-game
to then be
purchases.
better at the game or to have better stuff. So then, bro, you're just spending money. It's just non-stop money,
Yeah.
money, money. I
Yeah.
thought we were
Yeah, like
supposed to
for
play video
example,
games.
if you just want to play one game out of the Switch library, like an oldie, let's say, from the retro collection, you want one game and you'll probably be busy with it like for 6 hours or so, maybe. That makes like 2 days streaming, basically, for me. And you have to pay minimum a month of Switch Online for that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you're right about it. Also, another thing that I want to add. The thing
Sure.
is that also, if you notice, there's a lot of games that trying to inflate the hours of gameplay. They're trying to inflate the hours of gameplay when you play in a game. Like they're trying to add a lot of weird, really boring quests, a lot of very insignificant improvement, insignificant stuff in the world that you can do, and all those kind of stuff to increase this time you're actually going to play. But it's not actually contribute to the story of the game or contribute to the gameplay. It's just something that's just increases the time of the game. And those I hate those kind of stuff. The inflation
Me
time
too.
of games are horrible. It's
I
not
agree.
a way to. If you want to make the game longer, make those segments that are not that you want to make much more longer. Make it sense and make it fun. Because if it's not going to be fun, it's definitely can make a player quit the game or just I don't know, just go. It will
Surprised they don't
probably.
have an option for it.
I
like
need to
having
add something.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no. But before you add it, I want to the Crash to finish his stuff, and then
Okay,
you will
yes,
go. Okay,
yes, Crash, go.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I feel like everything should always be a choice. You know how like some games are like hard, easy, natural, whatever. I feel like there should always be an option whenever it comes to how far you want to go when it comes to
Agreed.
a game. And then
Yeah.
even like, cause back then there was nothing wrong with spending like $20 or $10 or $5 or $2.99. Oh, the new DLC for this game that I've loved and cherished. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least give the person always the option on like how long, or like you were just saying, like, dude, some people are just give up because it's like, dude, I've done the most for this game and now there's more. Like I hate it. What's the point? I hate it.
Yeah, I agree. It's absolutely true. It is totally true. They're definitely going with this, and things are definitely becoming not only expensive, stuff are feeling more artificial than something that actually looks like somebody was working at.
They don't care anymore.
They don't care anymore. They don't care all that.
Or they just like, yeah, I don't care about you guys having a good time. We just want the money. Actually, what I wanted to add earlier was over time, like they used to make the games like a full freaking game and serve on content. Like can make us laugh, have a good storyline, have a good conclusion to it. Or a sad conclusion or whatever, but I have a conclusion in it. Nowadays, they are just giving us a half-assed game and then add DLCs to it that you have to pay for the half-assed job because they cannot bother to give us good content anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And the worst offender in games like this, and I think everybody knows about those kind of stuff. Maybe each of you saw that there are like doing like this wink. There was a part that was supposed to be in the game, but they're saying, yeah, this character was going and did that and that and that. Maybe I will talk about that later. Wink. Buy the DLC. Wink. To know what the heck he
Buy
did.
the DLC and
Buy
get
the
the
DLC.
scrapped character.
Yeah, and
Bitches.
that actually happened in also in Final Fantasy. Let me give you an example. That actually happened in Final Fantasy 15. In Final Fantasy 15, a lot of characters just kind of been disappeared on the background, Like there's a part when the characters are not around, and then they're just coming back, and then they say, "Yeah, I've been through a lot. There's some stuff, really crazy stuff I've been through." And yeah, guess what? There are DLC to every character that have been there.
Let me tell you the story. Paywall.
Yeah, it was seriously stupid. They released the full version that have all the DLC and stuff like that, but still having those DLC and just being not part of the full game is just absolutely just stealing your money. I think that games are definitely should just give you the entire game and that's it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if you want to actually-
that reminds me of Little Nightmares 1, where they later on added the story of the boy that turned into the wolf.
But the boy was not something that you like been hint on. Nobody actually know that's going to be an extra story. That was something nice that they actually add. And in the Little Nightmares 2, we didn't get any DLC. There was only the game, and that's it. And I think that's the
I want
best
the
thing you
game,
can
and
do.
that's it. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah,
The
I
game,
think
and
if
that's
you,
it.
yeah, if you actually want to give us more, then give us another game with that more. I think that's
Yes,
the correct
please.
path. Yeah, the thing is that right now, that the thing that a lot of companies are really doing, which is the most gross thing ever, is the fact that let's throw this game out, and if it's broke, we can fix it later. That is the worst mentality
Cyberpunk.
every game right now.
Oh,
Cyberpunk, a lot of other games that
Sonic
have been like that.
06.
Sonic 06 was bad in its own.
Yeah, it was bad. Like the
It's
story
not-
could
they
have
never
had
fixed that.
potential. The story could have had potential,
It could
but they
have
had
had potential.
but they had to flush it down the toilet.
Because they
only-
wanted the Christmas sales.
Yeah.
And money.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sonic 06 is just a bad game. Just a bad game.
Because it was
with
rushed and
found-
they had to flush the story down the toilet and cut it short.
Yeah,
Because they wanted money.
you can see there is some kind of potential in that
Yes.
game, but they definitely did a wrong choice with how they implement all the stuff.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Is there more stuff that you want to talk about this kind of subject?
I want to say something.
Yeah, go.
Ed.
I just like Googled like 2000's best games and then 2024's best games. It's crazy how 2024 had 15 and 2000's says it has 42.
Nice. You see
We're
the
so
difference. You
fucked.
see the difference. We're so fucked.
And they're older games. They're like, I think it says like maybe the top one, not the top one, but like the highest year is like 2008. So it's like, that's just from 2008 to 2000, there's already 42 games.
Yeah,
That
it's
proves
because
that the
companies
old
are-
games were the better ones.
What games are on
Yeah.
that list, by the way? Or did you not?
Oh, wait, Josuke,
look
welcome to
into
the
the
stream.
list?
Yeah. The thing is, this companies are just trying to make a little bit more specific
What happened
game.
to like, is it like indie games or like
Oh yeah, like in like small
specific
Well,
like
indie games-
developers would make their own games or such? Like I feel like
Yeah.
there hasn't been a game that's like completely, oh my god, I've never heard of this company or this series or whatever, and then it's like pops off.
No,
It's just
I mean,
like the same
well-
crap.
Well, indie
over and over again.
indie games
Well,
at
we
least
have
indie games are trying to be
Undertale.
innovated.
We have Undertale.
Undertale, Deltarune.
Yeah,
Wait, is
that- what-
Deltarune?
Wait, what's actually
I'm trying to
very
think
good that they
Deltarune.
what is actually good that they actually announced the Deltarune part 3 and 4, which is kind of nice. That they actually announced that they're going to be 3 and 4. I actually only played Deltarune part 1. I never actually played part 2.
I've never played it, but I want to.
I played all of it and waiting for the third and fourth chapter.
Play it on Nintendo Switch too.
Yeah,
Fuck
do Switch
you!
too, yeah.
Freaking
Put it on the
Nintendo
Switch one or I
just-
won't buy it, bitch.
Yeah.
If you decide to spend a Nintendo Switch, then you should buy a computer. Because even
Yeah,
with that
absolutely.
$600,
Yeah,
you
I
can
That
hope,
was one of my
I hope
main
they're gonna
things,
put the
but-
game either if they're not gonna put it on the Switch, that they at least put it on Steam. That's my hope here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think they will put it on Steam because let's face it, it's a very high requested game that a lot of people
Yeah, it is.
want.
Just like Whole Night Silk Song.
Yeah, which was kind of funny that they actually announced that because All Night Skill Song is actually going to release on this year, which is kind of funny.
And it's definitely on Steam, I
It is-
checked. It's
And,
definitely
and
on
the
Steam.
thing is, And the thing is, it was so silent. They actually just, yeah, oh yeah, and with all there was some like announcements on what games.
Oh
are
yeah,
going
in this
to
game,
release.
have a look.
Yeah,
That's
and
literally all they
it
do.
was so fast that it was announcing that Skillstone going to release this year. It was so silent that nobody actually noticed. And only
To be honest, I don't think it
people
even got that. I think it just got in with all the like the short bits with the music in the
Yeah.
background, just showing off all the games. I think that's as far as it got.
Yeah.
I tell you guys, I think that if things with companies right now is going around like this, I think we can probably expect that mostly indie games are going to control the
Thrive.
market.
Yeah, I would
Like
rather
India
go to the
and
indie games
Thrive.
if the big companies are ending up like that, bruh.
Because the big companies are just starting to get greedy, and then once they do, indie will just
Then they're fucked.
oversell.
Then the sales of the indie games
Yeah.
will rise.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what Nintendo's doing, they're raising the market value of games.
Yep.
Dude, you don't.
And then the indie
max
games were
you
like,
should
no,
ever
we're
spend on
keeping
a
it
game
cheaper
is, like,
and have the
50
good
bucks.
value for you guys. We have the games you want.
Shadow. Let's just let Crash talk, and then
Sorry.
you will talk.
Shadow could have continued. I would have been fine.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I
That's
just
fine. We
want
have to give you a
ask-
chance, bro. We have to give you a chance.
Yeah.
Me? Give me a
Yeah.
chance? Oh my
We give you a
God, thank
chance.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, you're so kind.
I was gonna say that in my opinion, if you're ever gonna
Yeah.
spend like a certain amount of money for a game, the max should be like 50, but like even that $50 has to come with something else. Like
Yeah.
any
Action
DLCs
figure.
that are coming out, bro, add it to it. Any t-shirt, added
Merch.
figure, added this, that, add it to it because
Yeah, totally.
I remember when I think it was like GTA 5 for like the PlayStation 3. That I think it was like $70 or something when it first came out or something.
Mhm.
Bro, why 70, 80? What's next? $100 for one game?
GTA 6.
You're
GTA
gonna play
6.
for a certain amount of time and then the value
Yeah.
is pretty much done.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to inflate the prices
Yep.
so they can earn more, but they don't need this money. Just so you know, they don't need this money. This if the companies like let give you an example. PS5 and Xbox 360 will definitely manage to use those kinds of prices. Sorry, Xbox Series X and PS5 are definitely okay with this $70, although it's really bad that they're using that kind of price, but and you can see that they're definitely going good with this price. And the fact that Nintendo is actually just going and inflating this price, it's just scummy just by saying.
And other companies just going to follow suit as well.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is they're trying to actually make it a thing that everybody will do, and that's absolutely horrible. And the thing is that I definitely think that this is definitely not needed. And also for a person that also work as a developer, all those updates of quality that actually for the Switch 2 and all that stuff, this is definitely the thing that everybody should definitely avoid buying, because this kind of little stuff that they do in order to will actually it will be much more working much more better on the Switch 2. It's definitely bullcrap. It's absolutely just garbage, because those kind of updates are so small. When you're working on it, you don't know how small they are. We're talking about just setting up numbers, because every game that you is being released on every console or something like that have its own settings. There are embedded settings, and there's settings that you can actually change in game. You can actually have a lot of creativity in settings, mostly on PC, and the reason for that is because on PC it's actually the setting that they actually gives you to actually have full freedom. It's because that in PC you can actually have all those settings, because they're letting you, because everybody will have PC, and everybody will have PC. They know they can actually go to a point that they have option to actually run it on 120 frames per second or whatever, or unlimited, and that's easy. It's really easy to set, and also adding effects and stuff like that. It's really easy. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It sounds. They're trying to make it sound like, yeah, we are adding some stuff that making the game run faster, and it's because it's running more faster. We need more money for that, because it's very no. There's a reason why they're doing it for free on the on the Xbox Series X, and they were trying to be scummy about it in the PS5, and they got backlash about that, and because of that, it became free. So just so you know, everybody, if a company saying that you need to pay any kind of money to get an update of graphics, don't ever pay that stuff, because this is a scummy move. Yeah, absolutely. Because this is a scummy move to totally. Because this is a scummy move to actually get money and make it normalize. Because why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? The reason why they're doing it, they wanted that when they're going to release the next console, and if you want to have that game working even better on that console, you have to have that update. So you need to pay more money. So they're trying to make that also thing in the next console. And that's a scummy move that you never should agree to. And that's also, if I'm actually talking about that upgrades, they also announced that there are games that if you are not updating the games, like the Switch 1 games, if you're not getting the updates, it will not work on the Switch 1. It will not.
Yeah.
It will just not work. And they just say
They're
that
just trying to make everything obsolete. Like, they're just like, oh, perfect. It's like everything's a cash grab. Oh, the new PlayStation 5 just came out. Okay, it's done. We're making a new one. New PlayStation 5, whatever. Boom, now the PlayStation 5 is obsolete. Like, the new Xbox X just came out, bro. They're working on another one right now. For what?
Yeah.
To make it obsolete? Like, what's the point? You're just making money off of it so quick.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. And they're trying to get to a point when they are getting rid of the old consoles and putting the new consoles, and getting to a point that also you buy the new consoles that actually cost much more money. And they're also on the process trying to make it much more cheaper for them to create. So that's why you're getting also the slimmer version. The slimmer version are just their way to make the cost much more cheap, so they can actually bring more consoles. This is their trick all the time. They're using it from the PS2, PS1 for all that time to today. Today it's been a move of every company to this day, just taking the console, make it much more slimmer, make it costly for them less, and just put it in a bigger price on sale, so people will have to buy it because it's new. It's a new one. It's an improved one. It's a port that and that and that. It's got more stuff like that and that.
I want to add to something. Like I heard somewhere that the Switch 2 has a shittier battery than the Switch 1, so they will probably try to sound like that and say, oh, it's probably some shitty thing. You have to buy a second console.
Purchase a battery upgrade.
They already pulled this shit. They already pulled this shit on the Switch 1's controllers that they broke. You know. The controllers broke, so you bought new ones of those or a pro controller.
And that's actually a good point that you actually saying.
I'm not done here. Like they also promoted. They also promoted with the games that you can shift easily between two consoles. Who's gonna buy two consoles? Well, they're gonna try and make them buy a second one through that, probably.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And the thing is that they know that probably the controllers can break, and the fact that they're going to price it in $90.
They're probably making it on purpose. They're probably making it break on purpose.
Yeah, they're probably not going to make it very much more high quality, so you have to buy a new one if it's going to break or something like that. So I definitely see them doing that. This is going to be so scummy in so many ways.
Indeed.
Oh, boy. Yeah, absolutely.
It's also with iPhone. It's also with freaking iPhone. Just updating it so the phone works slower and shittier and all that. That you have to buy a new one with better things that they update and make that worse over time as well. That they have to keep buying new shit over time. This is horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very scummy way for every company. So it will make you buy a new one. I'm reading a comments from Mr. Husky. I'm waiting on Yakuza 0 Director Cut to be ported to somewhere else. Yeah, you should. You should. If any of you watching this podcast, please, for the love of God, don't buy the Switch 2 if it's going to cost like it's planning to be cost. It's not worth it. especially the games. The games are definitely not worth it, the price. If you are actually going to buy it, at least buy a specific one game, and that's it. Don't try to buy any other games because and absolutely don't buy the updates.
Okay, what I was to say, if you help them, if you promote this behavior, they will continue doing it.
Yeah,
so,
they will.
And they will get worse at it too. So let's not promote it and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I think that everybody should just
all
go
they can
and
do
not
is
buy.
either lower costs or do 360 and return to the good era of games when the games were still good and try to redo that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody should just, if you're thinking about buying a console, I recommend just buy yourself a PS5, buy yourself an Xbox Series X, buy yourself a Steam Deck.
Or just get games on Steam.
Yeah, just so you know, Steam Deck, compared to the Nintendo Switch, you can actually play all those games. You can play a lot of games from Steam and stuff like that. And you can also do a lot of settings inside it. And also, they actually let you mod it, so you can actually play a lot of other stuff. So
wait, so you can mod Lethal Company on the Steam Deck?
What?
Yeah.
No way, I didn't know that.
Wait, but I asked Nathan if I should get a Steam Deck, and he said no. It wouldn't be worth it.
Well, don't ask Nathan, he doesn't know shit, bro. He was trying to promote the Switch 2.
I won't say that about Nathan.
He was trying to promote the Switch 2, buddy.
Listen. I think Nathan probably have its own opinion about that. I think he's probably maybe he's looking at specific information in specific way. But everybody will have their own opinion. There will be people that if there are going to be people that actually thinking about buying the Switch 2. Of course. Are there people that are going to defend the Switch 2?
That's the thing, they're trying to appeal to the content creators, the ones who have money, so they can make videos on it and say how great they are.
Yeah, well, this is something that's always going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. This is something that companies will try and just put it on content creators so they can get more money and their viewers, because they know they have viewers and those viewers are going to watch them and they're going to buy the games and stuff like that, or the console, whatever. And the thing is that if you're watching any kind of content creator that's telling you to buy stuff, wait a bit. Wait
until the prices go down.
At least
wait until the price is down. Wait until it's a reasonable price. Wait until you can actually just enjoy the price. It actually can buy it and not have to mortgage your house to buy a Switch or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Because if these prices are going to go up, we're gonna get to a point when one game can cost $200. I'm seeing
games.
that.
Well, actually, no, the VR games aren't actually that bad.
No, the VR games are not that, not all the time bad, and most of the time they're not that expensive.
Apart from the Apple Vision.
I don't know about the Apple Vision. I know it's very expensive as frick.
I'll be right back.
Okay, no
see you in a bit. Also, by the way, since Crash is leaving us, where the heck is Leroy? He said he's gonna come back soon.
I know. I sent him a message. I don't know. Send him a message.
Send him a very angry email. Passive-aggressive email.
I have WhatsApp. I'm gonna write him a very angry message.
Get your way back on board.
Get your ass in here. That's actually what I'll be writing. Get your ass in here.
Need your opinions.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's see where we can go with this discussion. So everybody, let's go to we're gonna go to our subject. Until Crash will come back, we will actually have a subject. We just jumped to gaming because we have a lot of.
No, we had a special concern for the Switch 2. That's why we jumped off topic for starters. But we'll be back on our main topic for the day.
Because I think that the reason why we really want to talk about this subject, because it's going to affect all of us. Let's face it out. Let's face it. This is the thing that going to everybody going to have this problem, because if this actually going to be normalized, it's going to affect everything, because everything is going to be pricier. Everything going to be much more thing, and I can see also Sony and Microsoft actually increasing the console's price just because of Nintendo. Yes, I can definitely tell you that Look
Now-
I'm telling you, if Nintendo are going to increase their console price to 600, there others going to do the same and going to
I know
price
that
it to 800.
Nintendo always has been
I'm gonna-
setting gaming trends, and I won't accept it this time. I'm gonna
Yeah,
shut
this
it
is
down
our
at
new-
its
this
source
This is a
if I need
trend that
to.
we don't need.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the concept of train that everybody don't need. Oh, by the way, very
there
quick
he
stuff
is.
that- Oh, hey, Leor. Hey,
Finally!
Leor.
Okay, I have one more thing to
Where
this
were
subject.
you?
I was doing something.
What were you doing for that hour?
I was in my car enjoying.
Oh, boy. Okay, Leor, because you're late. Leor, because you're
You
late,
get the
you need to
punishment.
introduce yourself. You need to introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself. You missed out.
All right.
Yeah, we're streaming,
Hello.
yes.
Wait, don't interrupt my introduction if you want me to do it. Anyway, hello everyone. My name is Leor Dragon VTube, aka Leor Dragon Deltite, or just Leor. I am the king of VGTCD, the god of creation, and a VTuber at your service. I'm a VTuber, artist, and gamer, and nice to meet you.
Yay!
Yay!
So, Bessie, you
Yay.
missed out on us complaining about the
Yay.
Switch 2. Do you want to add
Yay.
something before we move to our main topic today?
Yeah, we've been talking about the Nintendo Switch 2
Two.
right now. So we've been talking about the price. We're talking about all the stuff. You're more than welcome to contribute your opinion. Go venting. Enjoy.
It's pretty. I think you guys already know. I think it's literally stupid. I mean, like, what do they expect me? Do they expect like a tree, a world tree of money growing out of my rear end? Well, then-
Yes.
Yes,
Probably,
they
yeah.
are. They are definitely
Yes.
by this time, yes.
Yeah, I have to say it. I have to say it for the content. But seriously,
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
Indeed.
I know I am broke. I don't have that much money.
Nobody does
in this
economy.
I can either get a laptop or a Switch 2. I'm probably going to get a laptop.
Yeah, I actually recommend you.
I don't think
I think with the price, that's going on right now,
It'll probably be
with all the
cheaper.
consoles, it's definitely much more preferred that you will go with actually a laptop, or I don't know, or just a PC, or like
Like
a
maybe
big
sometime
PC.
in the future, if it
Yeah,
gets
well,
cheaper,
Mr.
I'll get a
Hero
Switch
was so
2,
looking
but-
forward to this new Legend of Zelda Warriors game, but now that
No,
that
it's
is
not even
screwed
that. It's
over-
the Tomodachi life.
that too,
That I was
yes.
looking forward to the most.
Yeah, me too.
I swear, if we're gonna
At
make
home, Night
Tomodachi
Silk
Life
Song,
and
bro.
Pokemon Z2A only for Nintendo Switch 2, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Same.
R.I.P. Vive Venture Life series.
Yeah.
Well,
I was looking
I can
forward to that
definitely
too. I wanted
see-
to put the Vibe Ventures into Tomodachi Life, bro. But now
I
they're
think
screwing
that
themselves over.
Actually, downloaded the original one.
I'm actually seeing Nintendo trying to move very quickly to Switch 2 and trying to get rid of the Switch 1
Well, fuck
so
you.
they can actually just price more, because I think they're going to, when the Switch 2 is going to release, they're going to give you a bit of a time when they're going to release a couple of Switch on Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Switch
But-
2 exclusive, Switch 2 exclusives.
Yeah,
Switch 2
and then-
exclusive.
And
Yeah.
I will give it something like in half a year. And after that, they're probably going to
There'll
go
be no
and
more
just go
games
full-
on Switch 1.
Yeah, they're probably going to go on Switch 2. They will give you access to download this game from Switch 1. But they're probably going to just add more games for the Switch 2, and probably going to make any kind of developer just develop for Switch 2. So every gamer that want to play any type of game on Switch, they have to go on Switch 2 because, well, we decided that from now on we're not updating the Switch 1. For what now? We
Online
only
so
using the
when they
Switch
shut
2.
down the online
It-
for
it's
Nintendo
dumb.
Switch 1.
I think it's dumb.
Because the thing is, like, let me give you an example. Like, there is like the Oculus 1 and Oculus 2 and 3. The thing is that at some point, what they're actually doing, which is also kind of not nice, is that at some point they decide that, oh yeah, we're not updating more our headset, and because of that, you cannot get more new stuff. And the thing is, what's really dangerous about this is because when they're not getting more updates, it's mean that if somebody's developing on Unity or Unreal Engine, on the newer versions of that, they cannot actually create new stuff on that console because the version is not comparable with that one. It's something that probably I can see them doing on the Switch too. They're probably going to like create that kind of version that you can only do up to that kind of version. And if you don't, well, too bad. You cannot make any games on Switch 1 because we're not supporting it anymore. I can definitely see that going.
It's like they did with the Wii U and the DS. Like they've been shutting down all the online services.
Why can't they
Yeah,
do
I
it
hate
like
that they did that. I
Yeah,
freaking
why can't
loved
they do
the
it like
eShop, bro. They
PlayStation?
had to shut it down. I was very upset.
Well,
Well,
it makes sense about
It's an old console, so it makes sense. But at the same time, people do still enjoy using that console. For example,
Exactly.
Wii.
Me too. I still use
Yeah.
it to this day, bro.
Same, I use mine
Yeah.
for content.
well, that's a different thing.
That's my main content.
It's
Is the
crazy how
Wii.
old consoles are still.
Also, Mr.
Like,
Hero,
bigger.
good news.
Yeah.
GameCube, €85
Oh, okay.
on eBay.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah,
I might get that
Yeah.
one and Switch too. I might just get GameCube. I might just get GameCube instead.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's how this thing's going is definitely much more preferred if you want to play older games.
To be honest, I
and
just want to play Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, I think that if you actually want to play older games, I think you should just buy older console and that's it.
Yeah.
And like get yourself an adapter for HDMI and that's it. It
Yeah.
will cost you less than that.
Yeah, like maybe
also the games will cost-
maximum 15
I don't-
euros, maybe. 15,
Yeah,
but
20
actually,
euros.
the thing is depending on the game. The thing is that there are also inflations on older games.
Yeah,
Like, there are,
for
like,
the games, it
especially-
really depends how
especially-
popular the games were. For example, I just saw Animal Crossing for GameCube for like almost 400 euros.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah. And the thing is that it's mostly, if you can notice, it's also happening more in RPG games because in RPG games there are not a lot of copies, and because there are it also depends on how good the game is, but it also can actually make the game much more expensive because not a lot of people have access to get the game because not a lot of copies being made for that. Especially on that era, because that era there were not a lot of copies that was released. So because of that, there's a lot of inflation about how the game can cost. And the thing is that there are also, which is kind of funny, there are also a shop that's collecting games, that's selling old games, and they're also inflating prices. So the thing is
Oh,
that
God.
Oh yeah, I got a shop next to me that is like, I think there was like a Super Mario Galaxy. I think it was like $60 or like $50 because the game on eBay costs like I think like $30 or $40. So they have
Super
to like
Mario
make
Galaxy.
that extra $10-20 in profit.
Yeah, that's how it actually works. Yeah, that's the problem right now. There are people that are actually increasing prices of older games. So because of if somebody's is selling it in $80, oh yeah, I will sell it in $80 or $70.
That's exactly
something like
what a CEX does. If you live in Europe, you know what CEX is. It's a
Well, I've been
second-hand
to London.
game
CX
store.
is such a good second-hand game store. I love it so
It
much. I
is.
keep going to
But
London
they buy-
just for CX, bro.
Yeah, they buy games
Wow.
for like don't know how much, then sell it for like nearly 100 more. From what the last thing I saw in there.
I think
All
that
of them are
what
such a
companies
steal. I
are
just
really,
go to CX and I get games for like £2 each.
Exactly.
I think that what companies are really want to avoid is creating the second hand, trying like
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 the,
second-hand games. Yeah,
I know what you
companies. I think companies trying to avoid the fact that you can buy a game half price or when it's not from them. They want you to buy it in full price from their place, and I think that you can definitely see it happening because of all the remaster stuff and all that, and they know that those games can absolutely just be imported to those consoles and that's it. But they probably, because they want more money for this, they just let's say it have HD graphic, HD textures, and
HD remaster.
upstairs.
It's always about capitalism.
But
It's
you
always
do know
remasters.
the more expensive they make the shit, someone will buy it, and then piracy will be the legal thing now.
if this continue, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
That reminds me
Yeah,
of all
let
the
me-
anti-piracy videos.
let me tell you this.
Some of them are really funny.
Let me tell you this.
God.
You're kidding about this, but the thing is that
No, I'm not kidding. I'm actually
continue,
saying this is a fact. It will become illegal for us to do piracy if they're going to continue that way, making everything
just
so
so you know
expensive.
that. Just so you know, there are countries that actually allow those kind of stuff just because how expensive games are
Exactly.
in specific countries. And the thing is
My
that
point.
think about that. If it's actually going to increase, if the price is also going to increase around the world, so places that already have it's already expensive. Think about how expensive it's going to be on their place. They have to buy probably triple our price, and probably had to just figure out how to buy that, and pretty much everybody would just hack their console and get those games illegally. And
Yeah,
the problem
pretty
is,
much.
and the thing is that the companies are to blame for this because you are increasing the price,
Of course
and
they
because
are.
you're increasing the price,
That's
there
emulators
are
for you.
yeah, that's what's gonna happen. If you think you can actually increase the price and the consumer will not find a way to actually find a loophole to just get the game for free, you're mistaken because people will download games. People will do that, and the more expensive the game will be, the more piracy will be mandatory. Let me give you an example, actually. Let me give you a good example.
Yes,
Anime.
please.
Anime. I think anime is a really good. I mean,
Actually,
anime is. I think
facts.
is a. Yeah, I think that anime is the most good example because look at anime right now. Anime have one of the biggest piracy ever, and because the company like Crunchyroll and all those stuff just make you pay for subscription and stuff like that. It's also not you're not getting all the anime. You probably sometimes there's anime over in that place, anime in that place. And mostly on pirate sites, you can actually have all the series for free, and you can almost
Oh yeah, all
also
of those
download them.
websites.
Yeah, same thing with Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix. They split everything up into separate platforms, and you have to subscribe to all these platforms just to get
Just to
the
watch,
specific
just to
movies
find
you want.
one thing that you want to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
know,
want to do
like,
piracy in
I
that
want to
route.
watch some sitcoms and I can't even find a good website to watch it without having to pay money.
Exactly. This sucks.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
people turn to the free websites.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And I think that what the company wants is to get to a point when we are like don't have consoles and we just paying for subscriptions, and then we will have to like if you want that game you need to pay the extra ultra subscription to get that game, or did you if
The
you want
Ultimate
that
Edition.
game, yeah, the
Well,
Ultimate
that's
Edition.
what I'm saying.
No,
If
no,
you
let's
want
call
that game-
call this a subscription plus.
Subscription plus, yeah.
Subscription plus.
I ain't paying squat.
I definitely see companies trying to go to that route. It so looks like this is gonna be
It's
like
so
that.
obvious, and I'm not standing for it. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. The thing is that they did kind of trying to do the thing in what was that with Stadia? They were trying to do that kind of stuff in Stadia. If you notice, they were trying to do this with Stadia. For those who don't know, Stadia was like this kind of like a streaming gaming thingy that you can actually play on everything. That's at least they're saying. And the thing is, it was so bad that they just scrapped it out and just closed it out. The entire thing. But the thing is that you are renting the game. You're actually renting the game. You don't actually owning the game in any kind of way. But some of them I understand that you kind of own the game. Maybe I'm right or wrong about that.
It sounds like
But-
Redbox.
What is memories of a blockbuster?
What is that?
If anyone's heard of that.
Redbox? You
Yeah.
ever heard of Redbox?
Why is Redbox?
Never heard of it.
So in the US, maybe for maybe like now maybe like I think it was like maybe 2010s, 14, 16 around there. I think it stopped in like 17. Essentially what Redbox was, it was like this little like booth where you can essentially pay like $1 or $2 or $3, and you were able to get like they would sell like video games, they'll sell movies.
Oh,
would
you
go
could
up to this
rent them.
box. Yeah, you could basically rent
Yeah.
them, take them home for like a day or two, and then you'd rent them for the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same as the UK. We had a blockbuster, in the UK, and basically it was pretty much the same. It was called a blockbuster, and basically
Blockbuster is cool.
yeah, and yeah, it's pretty much the same as Redbox.
I
You could
Blockbuster
pay for
where
a
I'm from
movie,
too.
then just rent it for like a week or something. They were really strict on when you had to give it back though, which is fair enough because some
but it's
people
been a
could
while.
easily just steal it.
To tell you the truth, it could be nice if you actually just want to try a game. It can be nice.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you are
kind of like
renting
a
a game.
trial, basically.
Yeah, like I remember that the way that I actually started to enjoy Jack and Dexter games was actually by playing the Jack 2. I was actually I actually owned the first Jack and Dexter, and I actually didn't kind of like it. But after I rent Jack 2, I so enjoy that I make my parents rent that game so many times until I finish it, until I actually officially bought it. And because that game came out in specific place, so that's how I have to deal with it stuff. And I actually bought Jack and Dexter again, so I can actually just play this game. And then I actually officially play Jack and Dexter. And so sometimes it's good to actually try in a game and not officially buying it in a full price. But it cannot be it depends on the stuff that you're actually getting when you're renting. But I think renting should not be enforced in gaming, because I think when you are getting a game, you should get the game and that's it. I don't think you should get to a point when you're renting a game, because renting a game means that you're not owning the game. And the thing is that the companies right now are making sure that you're not actually owning the game.
Which I'm not
You're owning
fond of.
codes.
I won't accept that.
The thing is that that's actually also happening right now on Steam. If you notice, it's
Yeah.
apparent on Steam and apparent on a lot of stuff.
Live, PlayStation Plus,
Yeah.
Steam.
Yeah.
It's all we're renting stuff.
Yeah, it's actually you're actually getting a code. Yeah, everybody have this kind of code that when they are actually when you're buying the game, you're not actually owning the game. You're actually getting
a license.
permission.
Yeah, permission to play
You're
it.
getting
Yeah.
a permission to actually get permission to get that game by buying this game, quote unquote buying.
Yeah,
So,
you're buying
I
the
think-
license to play the game. So basically, you have a permission to use it. It's not yours.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah, and that's how companies actually just have the power to just unplug a game if they want. Like there was also a game called Deadpool that was released on PS3 and also PS4, and it actually when they were after a couple I think months after that, because of licensing issues, they actually just pull off the game. A really actually kind of nice game. Didn't have the absolutely awesome gameplay, but it had a really good gameplay, and the story was absolutely awesome because it's Deadpool and stuff.
Typically
there's a
Deadpool.
full
If
break
it is
in
how it
Deadpool.
usually is, I would love to play it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
And
like 60 now, just for the game, because of how rare it is. They stopped
because
What game?
making the games.
yeah,
Deadpool.
the Deadpool game. Yeah, it's a really good game. It's actually a really good game. If you like funny stuff and all the stuff, it have that. It's definitely have the energy. The voice acting is great. It have really good funny moments.
Energy.
It definitely feel like there are people that actually make the story and the animation and stuff of the game. They definitely know what they're doing, and the gameplay was kind of It sounded like it's
there
going
was
from
a few bugs in it.
yeah, it was going from good to okay, but it was not bad, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Until
it wasn't bad. It
Yeah.
just if it had some more time to be improved a bit more,
Yeah, I think
okay.
so
it would
too.
have been a
Yeah,
good game.
yeah. Okay,
It's still a good game.
Okay, shall
so
we get
is
to the
anybody-
main topic, actually?
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about games.
We've been
which
talking
is
about
okay.
this for 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Do anybody have something to add before we are moving on to our main topic?
Nope.
Just
Nope. Okay,
nope.
doing a summary. Do not buy it,
Yeah.
the Switch 2, and screw over Nintendo as much as you can to either lower the prices or make the 360 that I mentioned earlier.
Or buy it in half price on second hand and just
Or just pirate
get it in the lower
everything from
price.
now on. Who cares anymore?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Man,
Love that time.
Or just watch a
Don't let the
YouTuber
blame.
play it.
Don't let
That's it.
capital the blame.
Yes.
vote with your wallet. Just vote with your wallet. Vote with your wallet, so the companies will at least get a hold from that, at least something. Okay, so okay. Okay, so now
Chaos.
let's go. Yes, indeed. Let's go back to our main topic, and our main
please.
topics for today is actually our way of our what.
Let's call it creator journeys.
Sorry, I was
how
just,
we
listening to something.
how we started
okay.
our content creator being, and how it evolved to what it is now.
Yeah. Okay. So who wants to start?
How
Not all
about
of
you,
in
Sora?
once?
How about you?
How about you, Sora?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay. My story is kind of. I don't know if it's going to be long, but I will try to say.
I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's long. We still got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have time. Yeah. I
Take
know.
your time, dude. Take your time.
Okay. Okay. So the thing is, I was always thinking about doing stream for a very long time, and the thing is that I never had the chance to actually. I didn't do it because I was living in a two room apartment, and it was like like with a very small walls that you can actually hear your neighbors and stuff like that. And my internet was seriously bad, and I could not actually. Yeah, so I cannot do any kind of streams or even think about streams. And that time I actually was more in the mindset of actually making YouTube videos. And I was actually I did try to make some YouTube videos, but then there was work and stuff like that. And I was just starting out as also as a Unity developer. And because it was like the place that I actually was working was a very far away place that it was like 2 hours that I have to go every time I'm going and back. So I didn't have any energy because I was coming back like 8 p.m. all the time in the evening. So I didn't want to do any kind of stream, and I was trying to do YouTube, and I didn't have an energy, and because I was kind of lazy, I just decided to the lazy is going to be the main factor of this. Laziness is just main factor that I didn't do. And then there was like the point when I actually manage to get a better job, get myself actually much more money and much more room, and have my own room and stuff like that. And because of that, I managed to actually go to a much more bigger apartment and have my own stuff. And because of that, I decided, yeah, you know what? I actually have a place of my own. I can definitely just I have the resources to actually get all those stuff. So I say to myself, yeah, why not just get myself free VTuber? Just go to that free 3D VTuber thingy. You know, that stuff that you actually create your own VTuber 3D VTuber for free.
I mean,
with the
you mean
drawing and stuff like that.
Studio
V-Roid.
on Steam?
Yeah, V-Roid Studio. Yeah, V-Roid Studio. You can just go and just create your own 3D avatar and stuff like that. So actually, the hair that you're seeing right now on my model is actually I make sure that the person that actually worked on my 2D model, I actually told him that person that to make sure that at least the hair will be like that. And that is actually something that I actually imported from the 3D model. And mostly, I actually been really enjoying creating content. I really enjoying just doing streams and stuff. I'm just really like the fact that you just can go live and just talk to any kind of random people and just have fun with everybody. Because it's right now I'm kind of living with you. I'm all alone. I have nobody right now. I have only myself right now. I don't live with anybody. Don't start with it. Yeah, so you live in an apartment with nobody, and you start talking to yourself, which definitely not make you absolutely crazy. And
talking to a mirror.
Fine.
Talking to the man in the mirror.
Yeah, talking to the man in the mirror. Yeah, it's just make things much more fun and definitely make things much more interesting in your life. And it's become something like for people that don't know this kind of stuff. I'm actually telling it's a job because well, let's face it, the time that you actually invest to this is like kind of like a job. But it's more like a hobby in what we are getting right now, because until you're actually getting to a point when you're actually earning a lot of money in that, it's just a hobby. Let's face it, you're not actually going to earn a lot of money until you're actually getting the views of everybody like Iron Mouse, like I don't know, like any other content creator that is getting tons of views and stuff like that, or tons of subscribers and stuff like that. Although I wish I did, because tell the truth, the moment I'm getting to a point when I actually getting a good amount of money, I'm actually from streaming. I will definitely leave my job and just doing full-time streaming. That I'm actually hoping to get to that point, but that's a very far away dream to actually get to that. Because I know how hard it is to actually do this kind of stuff, because let's face it, there's a big crowd over there. There's a big crowd of people that are looking at specific people, and most of the people that actually watching VTubers are the same people that are watching other VTubers. So you have your audience that actually kind of splitting to any kind of place. So it depends on your luck about this kind of stuff sometimes, and sometimes you have to be very creative to actually get yourself a views and stuff like that. For me, the person that actually, the VTuber that actually inspired me to actually doing any kind of streams was Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse is a really good. Yeah, Iron Mouse is.
She's good.
Yeah, she was the first VTuber that I watched on stream. That
Mine was
definitely
Monarch.
makes sense. Makes sense. She's also a very good streamer. Also good voice actor, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
And the thing that I really like about her is her personality, and the fact that she is just starting off with just nothing, and the fact that she is actually cannot move from her room because of her health condition, that she cannot doing almost nothing. So when she actually started, she actually just been doing stream while she's just lying on her bed. Right now, she actually, because of her streams and because of the money she got because of the streams, she actually managed to recover a bit more and more as years go by. And after there was a part that she also tells she can walk a bit more lightly, and she actually can get a bit out. There are also times when she can actually now eat. There was actually points when she cannot eat and drink stuff, but now she getting to a point that she can actually eat a bit or drink a bit or something like that. So it's good to actually see those kind of person and get inspired by those kind of people, because you've seen how they're starting out, and they also give you hope that you can actually do whatever you can. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. You can, if you trying to give your all, you can actually make it. And,
that reminds me of those YouTube videos where arm and legless people try to swim, or people painting with their feet. Like, damn.
Yeah, those are definitely inspired, and definitely it's really awesome for them
indeed.
that they actually. Yeah, it's really awesome to see those kind of type of people that trying to actually show that they can actually live a normal life, even though they have those limitations, and it's really inspiring, and it's really great to see those people managing to do those kind of stuff, and it's always make you want to see them succeed more. Also, I have another person that I really is trying to be inspired more about, and it's also Filian. I don't know if you know that.
Filian is a great 3D VR chat creator.
Filian.
She loves to do backflips and random things with her body, because she has like full body tracking for her
and
3D
also
model.
And also like to crash out a lot of in walls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
she got crazy with that.
Yeah, and I really trying to get inspired. I'm really inspired by her, because how much she's so random, and she have this kind of thing that when she's watching something or talking about something, she know like how to put some random stuff in the conversation, like that. Just snap, just go to any kind of conversation, just and any kind of funny stuff in that, and she know how to make things crazy and also make things much more interesting as the stream goes, and that's what I really been inspired by. So far, I'm really trying to learn how to talk more, because most of the time when I was playing by myself, and I was never used to like talking when I'm streaming, while I'm playing, or screaming on the TV, or throwing my controller on the floor or something like that. I mostly, when I play any kind of Souls game or any kind of game, I've been just like silence and just like doing nothing, just watching the game, trying to do the game, and that's it. And just going from doing absolutely saying nothing and just not reacting and something like that, going from that and to actually become trying to react more and talk more, it's something that I'm still trying to improve, and something that I'm still trying to understand how to do, because I'm a person that's not used to talk a lot with people in real life. And most of the time, I mostly try to become much more conversation. The thing is that if you actually talk with me in real life about games or anime, I will not stop talking. I will not stop talking, and I will continue. And that's the thing with me. If somebody will talk about me with anime or games, I will not stop talking. I will always enjoy talking about that, because those are the two subjects that I always like to talk about.
Same here,
But
buddy.
if you talk, yeah, but the thing is, when you're talking with me with like normal stuff and all that, I don't know how to react and talk about more stuff about it.
Yes.
And that's something that I always trying to improve and understand, because I'm not that social, and because I'm trying to become much more social, especially because I'm streaming. You have to become social because if you want people to actually watch your stuff. So this is something that I've been trying to improve and trying to talk more. I'm trying to actually get to the point that I actually not stop talking in a way that when I'm talking about any kind of subject, when it's even not about games and stuff like that. Although let's face it, we are talking about games, so yeah, let's put that aside.
At this point, you're getting just as bad of a talker as Nathan. You guys are basically competing who talks more at this point. So I have to up my game if I even have to want to say anything.
Just let Sora and Nathan do a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, you're not
24-hour podcast.
Yes.
Well, you're not wrong.
I will not mind.
You're not wrong. You're actually not wrong. Yeah, I think if actually you put me and Nathan, what I like about Nathan is the fact that he know what to talk. He always have something to talk about, and I really always when I know that if I have Nathan, I know that we always have something to talk, and I know it will always be interesting, because Nathan is a person that that is actually know what he's talking about. Yeah, you can disagree with his opinion, or agree with his opinion, but in the end, is a really awesome guy that definitely
I'll stick some
very
glue to his mouth.
Good one,
What?
Hero.
Wait.
Good one.
Okay, for context, for Crash and Lior, it's actually we play D&D, and the thing is that
Yeah, remember that part.
but Crash don't do it. No, Crash don't know it. And the thing is that when we play D&D, we got this kind of glue to make Nathan stop talking,
Because he was talking way too much. He couldn't stop talking, and nobody else would have had a chance to say
Give
anything.
on people screen time.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, which is I actually really like about how creative Nathan can be. Is just because he's not talking.
He never stops. He just does.
Yeah.
Like basically Nathan. So basically, Nathan could do a 24/7 podcast by himself, bro.
Technically, yes.
He could.
I bet he can. But I think that's a very good
Awesome.
I think it's a very positive perspective of Dayton. I
Also,
think
another
that
point with Nathan dragging him in here. Like, he wanted to lead the podcast and he's not here.
well, nothing. Nothing we can do about that. Well, you have a birthday you have to attend to, so it's okay. Yeah, everybody have their own stuff that you have to handle in life, so it's okay. Everybody have their own stuff. But yeah, everybody will do their best, I'm sure. Okay, so I am. Is there some kind of question that you want to ask me before we move on to other people here?
Nope.
Actually, you've been very thorough with your
Joking.
story, so I cannot find any loopholes or anything at the moment.
Loopholes? Loopholes? What loopholes? What the heck is a loop? How are you getting loopholes with my
no,
story?
not loopholes. What is the word? Like I can't find any opening to start a topic. Something like that.
Okay. I thought you were going to drag me to court or something like that.
No, sorry. Like my wording was probably not the best one at this moment.
Oh, it's okay. I was kidding. Crash, you have something to say?
I have something to say.
Okay,
Yes,
Ed.
what do you have something to say?
Say it.
Were you wow. Were you when you were a kid, or if I guess throughout your life, have you ever been, I guess, like a type of creative person, or if like YouTube was ever like a main, like when you were a kid, do you ever like watch a lot of content creators and have that like image of your head when you were a kid, like, oh my god, I want to be a YouTuber, oh my god, I want to be a streamer, you know?
That's actually what happened to
Creativity
me.
always started young.
Actually, well, let me tell you this. I am not. When I was a kid, there was no YouTube. There was internet, but was not YouTube. But the thing is, I was trying to actually be quite creative with the stuff. I was actually trying to create movies. With my friends and stuff. Yeah, well, there was a point when we actually did some kind of like a Spider-Man movie. I was like getting myself like a costume of Spider-Man, and we were trying to actually do a movie, and it was really bad and stupid, as you know.
That's
kids
probably
do.
very entertaining, though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was seriously cringe. And
Beautiful.
And the thing is, I also were in when I was when I was a kid. I was also drawing comics. I was drawing so many comics.
Oh dang!
And I was back then. I was so inspired by Digimon, even Powerpuff Girls, Rayman, and all those stuff that was back then in the 90s. And all this kind of stuff, and I was so inspired by them, and also Beyblade. Yeah, I'm also did a comic with Beyblade. Yeah, Beyblade was awesome. I agree. And I was creating a lot of stuff with all that stuff, and at some point there was a point when then there was YouTube and stuff, and then I saw YouTube and I saw how interesting it was. I didn't get to a point when I actually want to do videos, because my mindset was actually more in the direction of I want to program games, and I want to learn how to program and get to a point when I'm actually working for a company or being by myself and making a game. And that was the reason why right now I'm a Unity developer. So I don't work for any kind of game company or something like that. But I have been working on stuff, and I've also been involved in indie games and any kind of stuff like that. So I've been involved in stuff like that, and when I actually, like I said, when there was a point when I saw that I have time for doing stream, and when I have time to myself a bit more, then I decided to do streams. Is there more question that you want to ask about that, or?
Why did you choose, I guess, like, I don't know if people always I always look at this thing where it's like a lot of people always have like I don't know if it's just like a goal, but a lot of people can like picture themselves as like, oh, like you said, like, oh, I wanted to be like a game developer, and then boom, that's what you are. Has it always been that you wanted to be a game developer, or was there ever anything that was, I guess, piquing a different interest?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good question. I actually, when I was a kid, I was actually want to be a toy maker. I wanted to create toys. Just toys, regular toys, box toys, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
I was
cool.
actually just, and there was a point when I was actually creating, like, those box games and stuff like that, with turns and stuff like that, because I was playing a lot of those when I was a kid, and I have a lot of toys. I would, all the time, I was annoying my parents to buy this toy and that toy and that toy and this toy. My parents know how annoying I was about buying every toy. I was always want to buy Legos and stuff like that.
Oh, I love Legos. We used to have a few as
I
well.
love Bionicles. That was my thing.
Yeah, Bionicles was awesome. I agree. Bionicles is absolutely awesome. I really like
that.
Bionicles.
I did not have that. I just had the Lego bricks.
Well, that's still cool. And at some point, there was a point when the first console that I actually played, although I did play some stuff before that, but the first official thing that I actually played was on PS1. The first console that I actually got was the PS1. And then after that, I never actually had any kind of Nintendo console until at least I only had a Game Boy Color, because only Game Boy Color was only the thing, Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, and that's the only thing that I was actually managed to get, because that's the only thing that I had in my country. Although after that they were released, they did get Wii and Wii U. But I didn't actually care about that, because I much more prefer the PlayStation and Xbox and stuff like that. So I only bought those consoles, and yeah, and that point when there were parts in my life when I was so depressed and stuff like that I didn't know what to do, and games kind of saved me in a way, and because how games kind of saved me. And making my life much more fun and much more enjoyable, I actually changed my view on want to making toys, and to actually change it to I want to make games, because I want to contribute to this industry that actually made me feel belong, and also make me feel like I can enjoy with stuff and actually experience really creative stuff.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Okay, so
who wants to go next?
Not it.
No, it's.
I guess I'll go next, since nobody is claiming the spot.
Shadow. Okay, go Shadow.
So, first, let's start with a funny story. On my first kindergarten day, I escaped my kindergarten barefoot, jumped over the fence and ran out, because I am not very sociable. I hate people, and I felt like I was in prison there. So, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. My mom's friend finds me on the street and brings me back to the kindergarten. I despised her for that. Next day, I go to my mom, get me a car, and I want to go away from here. I want to do a job. I know what I want to do for my life. And then I list up an entire freaking list of jobs I want to do. I want to become this. I want to become this. I want to become this. Game designer, hairdresser, Barbie. Freaking, lots of things. So, later on, I decided, okay, I want to be an all-rounder. I want to try as much as freaking possible and see how it leads to. Maybe I'll become a mashup something as a job. Who knows?
Yeah, when you're a kid, you're like that.
Yeah, my first console was the Game Boy Advance SP.
Okay.
My first game was Rayman, and I was very fascinated by it. Later on, I got a brother, and with him I had to share my console, and I hated that. Why did you have to bring this peasant into my life when it was good?
Peasant.
He ruined my life.
Peasant.
And also from there on, my father also became more aggressive and bossy towards me. He started hating me from there. It was especially because my brother is a blonde with blue eyes, and he this is my prince, he gets everything, and I was basically trash and a slave from there on. But okay, that is beside the point. that's besides the point. Later on, I focused on PlayStations and Nintendos and the consoles, like the console base from Nintendo and Sony, basically. My first PlayStation console was the PS1. It started with the Game Boy Advance SP and the PlayStation 1, and I got basically any console from there on. Through my own hard-earned cash, my parents wouldn't just buy me stuff. I would have to earn it in a way, like with money. I have to earn the money to buy it myself.
Makes sense.
And
so somehow you have to get stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And later on, when I was like around 16 years old, I was 16 years old in 2016. I've got my first laptop, and I found this site called YouTube. I binge watched it a lot. Like it became a daily habit of mine to check out YouTube. And I decided in this year, just after I had like insight on YouTube, like I want to become a YouTuber. I started making YouTube videos, but I didn't know what type of videos, so I just posted freaking everything that was on my mind. Reactions, gaming videos, I did an animation on my DS back in the day. I threw everything on my YouTube channel. Yes. But it didn't do too well, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing it for fun. Later on when coronavirus started, I did start TikTok. I was the third person that did a cosplay channel with the camion glasses.
Ah,
yeah.
I was the third one. I was the third one that actually got the glasses and did the videos before that became a trend.
I see. So that's the inspiration why you're using that tool now. I see. Because for those who don't know, Shadow in his TikTok is doing a lot of those type of videos when he's doing like an IRL video.
It started
like
my TikTok adventure. My TikTok adventure started with the camion glasses cosplay thing with my Spider-Man hoodie. That was my main go-to thing.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. There's.
Afterwards, like I kept evolving my costume or like my looks over time. The more I got stuff, like I added a scarf. Actually, I didn't have the Spider-Man hoodie before. I started with a black hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
and
sense
afterwards, I upgraded over like, oh, this is a better Spider-Man hoodie. Let's get that one. And then I added a scarf, and then this and that. I tried a cap, and I was like, no. Then I added new OCs.
Before the scarf, you met me.
Yeah, that was way before I met you. I made OCs beside my main character that was supposed to represent me. Like, I started to have a phase where I was like torn personality-wise. So we had a guy that just wants to beat the living shit out of people, and the shy guy that was basically just trying to look out for people and be somewhat of a hero, which was basically not a hero. He was just fantasizing about it. Like he wants to try and help people where he can, but everybody shuts him down, yada yada. And then there's the guy, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, I hate you, oh, you're kind of okay, and you suck. And afterwards I went over with several other characters that are unrelated to those two, like Arthur the Elf. We had several cosplays for Star Wars that was Star Wars related, Spider-Man suits. We had a wolf cosplay, like a half wolf, like humanoid wolf cosplay. I think I called him Yuki because he was like white, like his fur was white. Okay. After that, around that time when I was like on my peak, before I started becoming a VTuber, I was scrolling on my For You page, and I saw this guy that was like making Minecraft skins. I'm like, oh, okay. kept
I
scrolling.
wonder who that be.
Like that's kind of cool, but just kept scrolling. A few years, like maybe 2 years later, I see the same guy doing a Camion cosplay video with introductions, my name, my age, my favorite color, and he was doing a Camion cosplay as well. I hit him up like, yo, you like Japan? I love Japan. I want to go there. and that's where I met Lior. That was him.
I see. Okay.
We instantly became best friends after chatting for a little bit. Like, you're my best friend now. You have no choice.
Right.
You're still in story.
Leora is being held hostage. Send help.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we both kind of discovered, like around that time, I started watching VTubers, mostly Calliope Mori and Mr. Rias, and then we have Nianners.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, she was very cringe, but that was the one of the first ones I actually got an impression of when the VTuber thing first started off, basically. And I was like,
the really good role models as a VTuber.
And my reaction was, I can be an anime boy on the internet. I was like, yes, that's what I want to be. I'm gonna do that. And then I started making myself. I tried to absorb as much information as possible how to do this. Mm-hmm. And then I started to make myself a free model on VRoid, like you saw. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, I was like, yeah, this looks kind of cool and stuff, but I don't like 3D. How do I become more anime, like 2D? I love 2D more. So, I commissioned someone on Fiverr to make myself a 2D VTuber model and relearned it with the VTube Studio and all that. Yeah, and it really got off topic of what I actually wanted. It looked cool. I used it for a while, but it was not what I wanted. I kept the scarf and the Spider-Man hoodie theme for that one, but it wasn't what I wanted. They didn't get the skin color right and yada yada. And then at some point I was like, okay, I need to try to find someone that can give me exactly what I want. Also, I should get more original and go away from the Spider-Man hoodie theme. And that's what you get today.
I see. Okay.
And like I said, no, wait, I'm not done yet. So, I started with YouTube videos. Like in 2001, I discovered there was like people streaming. And I was like, that would increase the amount of content I can push out on my YouTube channel. And then I was trying to figure out how to do that. I started streaming then on YouTube. I didn't know about Twitch yet. Like a year after that, I was like, what is Twitch? And I started doing that. Still struggling with Twitch. It's not my main platform, but I'm still trying to figure it out. And like, I'm streaming on it on a daily basis, but YouTube will always stick with me, bro.
Yeah, I noticed that YouTube is definitely your main brother when it's come to your streaming stuff. Yeah. Because I'm still that I see most of your people that pretty much watching your videos or your stream are mostly on the chat on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I started the streamings, I deleted it. When I started TikTok, I deleted everything on my YouTube channel. By the way, all my videos that I had around Corona time, I deleted my entire videos. I kept the channel, but I deleted the videos to restart it as a gaming channel because I finally knew what I wanted to do.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And you want to know how it sounded like in the beginning? I was stuttering so much. I was basically saying after every word.
Well, I think it makes sense because not all of us are like talkative people. Most of the people that start in stream are pretty much introvert people that don't talk with a lot of people. And the fact that we are trying to evolve ourselves in a way that we are when we are not from not talking a lot from talking a lot to other people is some like a very big jump, like we are being thrown into a water that you have to get to a point when you're actually talking, because if you're not, well, you can guess how this is gonna go. So it's
also,
kind of
like throughout my years, I didn't have any friends, and I was basically picked on, or people tried to pick on me. So I basically didn't really get anyone to talk about. I didn't have any friends, and I wasn't very sociable my entire life. So yeah,
Well,
and until you guys, of course, until you guys. Now I'm trying to figure out stuff more with how to bring my ideas over to you guys with words, because my brain works with pictures. It's hard to make a picture in your head and then figure out how the words work.
Yeah, and the funny thing, I actually can understand that. And the thing is that when I was a kid, actually, I people were thought that I'm a real easy target to bullied. And but the thing is that I was the one that always kicked their butts. Always.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah, yeah. Every time when I was when I was first year, there was like five or four kids that were always trying to laugh at me and stuff like that. I didn't care because they're just talking
I didn't
stuff.
give a shit, but if they were like, come out to the parking lot, we're gonna go street battle now. I'm like, okay, give me time and place. They didn't show up, or they came with a whip, and I had my backpack with me, so they got their asses fucked.
Well, the thing is that there was a time in every bully that I actually tried to bully me. There was a time when they were thinking that, oh yeah, okay, he's not getting any emotion from me talking. Let's punch this dude, let that. And when they got to that point, that's when stuff went down. When I mean like that, I mean that's the point when I absolutely just kicked their butts.
It's about to go down.
That's the point when I absolutely just either throw them on the ground or just absolutely just kick their butts so badly that they just get away from me so badly. There was always those kids. There was all of those kids that were bullying me and then trying to pick a fight with me, and they were trying to like complain about. The thing is that I always have the best case. You were attacking me
by
first.
the way,
What do you expect?
Outside of the window of one of my schools, there were like these giant rocks. They were kind of heavy, and some of my bullies hid these rocks in my backpack that I always packed very heavy with a lot of books and stuff. And I wasn't bothered by it. I used it as training to kick the butts even more efficiently.
Damn.
Yes, I kept training my body so people cannot pick on me.
I think that's
cool anime.
Fuck gyms if you have a heavy backpack on a daily basis, bro.
I think everybody. I think the good lesson for everybody is there's two things that you should do if you get it bullied. One, snitch, freaking snitch. Don't be afraid about.
Kick the butts. Kick the fucking butts.
No. Yes. No. No. Okay. First of all, if somebody is bullying you, first snitch. If somebody's telling you, yo, don't snitch, you get in trouble, blah, 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 snitch. That's the first rule, okay? Snitch your parents, snitch your principal, snitch your teacher, whatever. If that doesn't work, learn martial art. Learn how to protect yourself. That, I think, is the best thing you need to know when you're... I
didn't even need martial art. I was freestyling this shit, bro.
Well, whatever. Yeah, it's okay, but I think that
makes it
everybody should know. I think everybody should know self-protect. I think that's the best thing you can have when you are like in an environment that really is bad for you, and like nothing is work, and you cannot talk with your principal, and nobody cares and stuff like that. If you can get
adults
this
won't
point,
help you. I learned that the hard way. Adults won't they won't listen to you. They won't help you for shit, and they are the ones that will screw you over.
Listen.
I was screwed over by my teachers, bro.
Listen. Violence is not always the way.
Yes, it is. It is. The way I lived, yes.
No. Dude, you're on stream, dude. You're on stream, dude. You need to understand what you're not supposed to. Just stop there. You're not supposed to say.
I don't care.
It's
even if you, yeah, I know. But listen. First of all, if you can talk to your parents or stuff like that, please do that. But if all stuff doesn't work, please learn self-defense. That definitely can help you with a lot of stuff. Do that. Okay, now we'll stop talking about and stuff like that. We should avoid that kind of topic. So let's move on to another person.
Okay, yeah, I'm finished with the story. Who wants to go next?
Me.
Okay,
Okay, Leo, you go.
what? You go. Okay, go.
Long ago.
Don't go in the distance.
Long ago,
past.
no, I'm not gonna start
I'm
like
a
that.
cool,
Come on.
the sea sharper master of darkness.
This is not
Unleash
story
an
time.
unspeakable evil. While a fully samurai warrior, wielding a master sword, step forward to a cool pose be. Dang, dang. Before the final pose strike, an open in the following time, and in the future, where
Okay,
my
fine.
evil is glow.
Okay,
I
no,
thought
let's
this
just
was an
insert a
intro.
Ninjago and let's binge watch.
Can I please just tell my backstory?
Yes,
Enjoy.
yes. Sorry.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Damn it! Now I lost my muse because of you.
Your news. Long ago, there was a Lior.
Okay. So basically, now I think that how I started content creation needs to start from when I was little, because you guys said you were bullied in like high school.
Every single school from kindergarten, bro.
I
Well,
was bullied.
I was
sorry.
mostly bullied in elementary school. It was for 4 years by almost everyone in my school.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and but the thing is, I was the quiet kid who didn't try to fight back. I was just trying to ignore everybody and trying to mind my own business, not getting too much trouble, just focus on my studies, But in the end, I just didn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was the
decided
type that was like, screw the school, it's a waste of time and money.
Well,
Yeah,
everybody
but
have their
I
own
wanted-
way they're doing stuff in school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
everybody.
but I just basically wanted to be a good student and just focus on my own training and not pay attention to those bullies. But the thing is, it was just more than just some words or anything. There was actually also physical violence and a little bit of swearing for people in like a small age.
Well, kids are kids, dude. Kids are when they have access to say stuff or do stuff. That's pretty
Well,
much how
it's
they
got
like to
worse over
enjoy.
time. Just look at the people in John Alpha. Jeez.
Yeah, but thing
I
is,
don't know about that,
affected me but the thing affected me in a way that I actually started developing anxiety and ADHD in a small age. There was also one time. There was also one time that I was afraid to tell my parents when somebody left a mark on my leg, but apparently my mom found out and and it was a whole other mess, which I'll get into in another time, not now.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem. No problem.
So, but to be honest, one thing that did help me get through elementary school was the fact that I was watching a lot of YouTube videos when I was little. And one time, I actually started filming some stop motion Legos. Well,
Aw,
not
that's
stop
cool.
motion completely.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of remind me. There was actually some kind of kit that was like with Lego that they actually give you a camera and actually
I
let
remember
you.
that too.
Yeah, and you can actually
really?
create a motion. It's like it like actually give you a Lego camera that you can actually just put on like a Lego thingy, and then you can actually just do like a motion film like that because you're doing like a step by step like stuff, and it was actually kind of cool.
I never heard of
They,
that before.
they had it was like a box that was like, for like Lego stop motion, they would give you like a good amount of Legos. They'll give you like
That one.
opinion.
Yeah, the one with
It would be like
the
an app. That's how
yeah,
they
that's
do it.
right. Yeah, and it was actually like in and they also used like stuff from Steven Spielberg movies like Jurassic Park or Jaws and stuff like that.
Nee, nee, nee,
For
nee,
examples.
nee, 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 nee,
Well,
nee,
that's
nee,
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 okay, now I get it. Okay, coming back to Leo's story.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, I made I made a bit of a stop motion video where I was playing with a Yoshi set of Lego. It wasn't an official set; it was from Lego blocks.
Oh,
okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we didn't have money. Lego was expensive back in my time, and I couldn't.
Lego's still
afford the
expensive.
official ones.
It even
Lego
got
still
more
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, I was doing some Lego stop motion videos, and then lately, and then I was really into Minecraft, so I started doing some of these as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lego videos was what were good because they were very funny, and when people were what people in my school started watching it, it was actually really interested in it, and it kind of made me a little bit popular, at least for a while.
Mm-hmm.
At least
Okay.
a little bit, not that much.
Okay.
But then I kind of stopped because I don't know. I guess because I was a kid, I didn't really fully got into the whole entire content creation thing just yet. So, and then around high school, I discovered that I have very good talent with art, and people really liked it. Also, by the way, between middle school and high school, that's when bullying stopped. Actually,
Oh,
that's good. That's
okay.
good.
That's
It's
good that
when
it
bullies-
stopped.
from after elementary school, people started getting more friendly towards me. I actually, I was a little bit more happier, but I still had anxiety,
Okay.
and I still
That's
do.
understandable. It's when you're studying stuff and all that. You can definitely get easily frustrated when you need to studies and make sure that you actually get a good grade and stuff like that. And
Yeah, but
sometimes
it's
you
also because
also
of
want. Yeah, sorry.
because also of my my experience in elementary school for about 4 years. That kind of left a mark on me.
Yeah, it's not easy to go from being introvert to be extrovert. Yeah, it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy. It's something
I
that's
still am.
not-
I've never been an
sometimes, but I'm
extrovert.
not-
I've always
not
been an
sociable.
I've always been an introvert since the beginning of my life, to be honest.
Yeah, but I became a little bit better at being a bit more extroverted sometimes. I still a little bit am a bit introverted, but it's only around people that I barely don't know or that I find that are a bit too energetic for me.
Mhm. Makes
Not
sense.
like you, of course. So I can get into your vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, that's when in high school I also discovered I was learned that there's this app called TikTok. Used to be Musically, but it was like more like a short video filming program. That
Yeah, that
a lot of
was
people
like
would use.
That's
and that was
nostalgic to
probably
hear.
that was probably around Corona time as well. That's when Musically turned into TikTok.
Yeah.
Hearing that name
Actually,
again
that
is
was,
just
for me, it was a
nostalgic.
little bit a lot. At least for me, it was also actually a little bit earlier before COVID. I was actually watching some Lauren Seaside videos, and of her doing some TikTok videos because of some memes on the internet. I think it was. But anyways,
Vine? Was it maybe Vine?
no, it was TikTok.
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then I was filming the video just because I wanted to, one day, and with my room changing colors and stuff, and it got a lot of views, so I kept doing that, all these videos sometimes with my hands, even with a Cosmo robot that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and then it all started when I saw a gacha, people making gacha animations. And yes, I played Gacha Club. Still me.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I used to a lot. I still do,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah. But that's basically what got me very famous because I just did gacha animations a lot, and they were funny and people loved it. I guess I always had a sense for content creation in a way or another, but when gacha animations were kind of how it started my journey, and that was close to and I also started doing some art, and my bestie knows I also did Minecraft skins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but and then I start and
Yeah, we know.
And then I started.
We know.
looking-
We all know, buddy. We all know.
We know. We all
I
know,
don't
buddy.
know.
We
I didn't know.
We know.
It's nice to know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Anyway,
Well, I just told the
Anyway.
my story, and he was that's part of was my story, so you should know now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I then start seeing that people were actually doing cosplays a lot, and I got interested in it. You know, the cosplays at the cameo and stuff. That was before I met my bestie Shadow. That was actually other people like TikToker called Gunskirk or like Static, and there were a lot of them, and I decided I want to become part of this too. So I bought the cheapest type of
Camera glasses?
Camera glasses. Yeah, because camera glasses were so expensive. Like,
They kinda
I couldn't
were.
afford them to
I
myself.
just happened to stroll about on them when they first dropped when they were cheaper at a convention in London.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
One second.
Like I said, it was before it was popular.
Yeah.
What is it
But
called?
anyway, I started doing cosplaying, and that was actually during COVID. Like, I started doing cosplay videos. You know, I created my first OC. I called him Orion, and he was like an angel cyborg. And then I created another OC that was called Shadow, which was a demon cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was TikTok Bot, which was just a regular cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you were
And then
very
there was
much into cyborgs, huh?
More like, well, yeah.
I got you on that. You got you on that, dude. You got you.
Yeah, and then I created, I also created a cyborg version of me, and then another cyborg called Marshall, and also, I also created the Sand cyborg. And then, you know, some art, I did some this, some that, some micro skins. I really got into content creation a lot during that time, and I didn't feel like, honestly, cosplaying and doing TikTok videos and all, it just didn't feel like I was doing something that was actually me during content creation, because my point in content creation was to try to be someone that I can inspire other people, you know? My whole entire motive is my whole entire motive is about to motivate people to not give up on themselves and believe in themselves more. And I didn't feel like I was inspiring anyone. I was just making them laugh, but I didn't feel like it was enough. I also didn't feel like I was exactly me, because, well, all I was doing was basically doing some skits or do some music. It didn't feel like it was enough. And that's when I first stumbled upon VTubing. And my first VTuber was actually Monarch. He was at first I thought he was, you know, just being, he was, you know, doing like some sort of being elegant.
Yeah, she was singing. She was mostly a singer before that, actually. She mostly
Yeah, she was a singer
singers
before.
content.
Yeah, she was a singer before, but mostly I thought she was just like an elegant person, you know. She's not that entertaining. But then the more I saw her, I realized how chaotic she really is, and how much. And then I also found about Sayu and another VTuber called Popamat, which is basically a furry VTuber.
Okay.
And I met and saw so many other VTubers, and then I realized that this is what I want to do. I can be myself and actually inspire people while not having to show the real life me. Most of what I was worried about content creation was the fact that you have to show who you are through content creation, and that's something that I kind of was nervous about. And still want to do it anyway somehow, but after I discovered that VTubing was an option, I decided to go to that, and I designed my first VTuber that you guys know.
Oh, by the way, I want to add something. Me and Leroy started VTubing together, basically.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, Yeah, I basically met Bestie after I created him a Minecraft skin and after he
Oh,
saw
okay.
the
So
video.
you were in on it. Everybody have some stock in the market about how they going to start. Yeah, just putting some money on the side of who's going to succeed more and stuff like that. And then you had the bet.
Yeah.
No.
No.
What are you talking about?
That was a
I know.
very convincing no.
Anyway.
That's a very convincing no.
But
yeah,
no, there was no bet
Are you
involved. There
hiding
was no bet
something?
involved. We were just, yo, you're my bestie now. You're coming with me if I
You're
jump
my
off a
friend
cliff. You're my friend now. You're my bestie. You're my bestie. If I die, you're coming with me. And basically, we get
that's nice.
we basically sort of already both had the idea of VTubing and then got into it together, more or less.
Nice. That's awesome.
I was
nice.
a VTuber first, and Leo followed short after. So
Okay.
Oh, wait, I was a VTuber first, wasn't I?
no.
Is that
I
what
was
it
first.
is?
Like
The
I
argument
was.
begins.
I had my 3D VTuber when you
we
made
go
your
with the competition.
first VTuber model, and then I changed to my 2D model later.
Yeah, I think it became. I started as a VTuber first before you, and then
Oh my God,
No,
that's
now you're lying,
okay,
bro.
we go.
We can retrack this. We can
okay,
track this on
okay.
TikTok, buddy. We can track this on TikTok, bro. I can.
There we go.
I know the fact.
Yeah, I know
I had my
exactly
3D
there.
model before you started VTubing.
Okay. You try to investigate later, okay?
We'll deal with that later. Not that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Investigate
continue your
those kind of
story.
stuff
Continue
later.
your story.
Yeah.
So yeah, you saw you guys. I started first as a PNG YouTuber, and it was basically me, an old art of mine, just moving its mouth a lot. And then I moved to actual free 2D VTuber because I felt like I want to be exactly a VTuber that can move its mouth. And I was worrying about money and design, so I just decided to design my first one myself.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
So
Yeah,
for those who don't know, Leo is the one that actually make his own VTuber. He didn't commission
I
it
make
or
my own
anything like
assets.
that.
I don't.
He making all the
I-
stuff.
Well,
Yes.
Leor made the art and then he commissioned the rigging.
Yeah,
Well, it's nice
I
then.
made the art. Yeah, I started the art and commissioned the rigging. Although I gotta say, my current model looks a lot better than my first one. My bestie can concur.
Well, it's a process.
Well, I
Art is
do
a
I do
process.
like the pastel colors. Just tiny details were bothering me, but otherwise it looks good.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
yeah, I started the model, and I really enjoyed doing streaming. It was hard at first because I was only beginning to stream and not many watching, but I still went ahead and did it anyway because it felt more natural to me, and I felt like I was more confident in making content online. And then I started doing collabs with my bestie, and then I met Sora and Nathan and everybody
Bestie?
else.
Do you remember what we
Any-
first collabed on? Our very first collab? Remember what game it was?
What was it?
Minecraft. Hypixel.
All right, Minecraft.
Really? Oh, that's nice. Well, it's a very nice game to actually start. It's kind of funny. The first thing that I actually did the first collab I actually did was with Shadow. And,
really?
Yes, and the thing is that the first collab that we did was just doing off script, just redubbing, just a
Oh
Death
yeah, I
Note.
remember. That was the funniest idea I had, and then that got taken down because of copyright issues.
It got copyright. Yeah, because of that. Although we actually muted it, which is kind of funny. We actually muted it, so I don't.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's
it
because
was
of just-
copyrighted because of the footage.
Yeah, it's probably the footage that we got copyrighted.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was fun
okay, I
anyway
think we
to
should-
do.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
anyway, I started collabing with other people. Then I decided I want to upgrade my model to fit more my lore. So, so you have the VTuber that I have in front of you today, and I'm affiliated, and yeah,
Yep.
there you have it.
Yay!
Yeah. By the way, congratulations on being affiliated. By the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Congratulations on the
Celebration for affiliate on Thursday. Let's go.
Yay!
Okay. Last question for Lior before we're moving on to the next people over here.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yo,
Why did
Nope.
you choose your name?
What do you mean?
How did you
Why
choose
did
your
you
name?
decided on that name?
why you choose
Well,
Lior?
I didn't want to. I just didn't feel right to me to use a name that is not mine because I don't like hide my name. I think using my name is my actual name is more referring to who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like dragons, so they are dragon.
Okay.
Nice.
The Delta Light
Okay.
just came out of nowhere. I just thought about it and I liked the name, so I decided to make it like my second name.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Moving on to either Mr. Hero or Crash. You're not avoiding talking about
We're
yourself.
not
I know it-
avoiding speaking.
Crash, do you want to go first?
Uh,
It will cost you. It will
Disconnect.
cost you and switch to. This is
No, I'm joking, I'm
this
joking.
therapy. This therapy session will cost you a Switch 2 and a couple of PS5.
No.
hey man, I can
Oh
get a
my
lot
God.
with that
Oh,
PS5.
You're right.
I can sell it. I can make money. Rock paper
Oh
scissors shoot.
god.
Okay.
But what did you get? I got paper.
I got M16.
Okay.
Damn it.
Oh boy.
I guess that means I'm going next.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
going. Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Oof. Okay. The tale
I
of
know we're
Mr.
bringing down
Hero.
to this, but okay.
The tale of Mr. Hero. Where do I even
Yes.
begin? Okay.
I guess the Hero,
I know where
Mr.
to
Hero.
start this. So it started
From the
in
mountains of-
2013 when me and my cousin were playing Minecraft and we were watching a Stampy video.
Oh,
If you know
Oh
Stampy.
my god, Stampy!
Stampy, yeah.
Oh,
We were watching his theme park video and then we decided, let's build a theme park. So we literally built a theme park in Minecraft. And the first video I made, it was like Minecraft on the old box TV and all of that. And
I miss the box TVs
Yeah,
with the
the box
VHS
TV.
tapes.
and
yes,
the Xbox
box
360
A tale is
and all of
time.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
And we recorded our first video. We never really posted it because like we just did it for the fun of it, really. And then after that, I'm trying to remember what my actual first content was. What was the first game I played? I think it was a sniper game on my phone.
Sniper game.
It was a sniper game on my phone. And I did like one video on it, and that was it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I'll go from there. I went to Gacha Life, obviously, and started doing animations. And that was when I met my best friend. I call him a brother because he is a brother to me. His name is Dash X. He is another Gacha content creator. And me and him basically decided, okay, let's chat on Discord for a bit. We did. We became best friends from there, and we started making a series together called Breaker Multiverse. And basically what that was is 6 warriors went into the multiverse and all that, Dragon Ball, Naruto, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, went from there, and then we started implementing voice acting, so I was a voice actor for a few of the episodes.
Nice.
really?
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
And then I went on a little phase of doing Shadow the Hedgehog voice acting. I
Oh,
can't do
fuck
it
yeah.
anymore.
Ooh.
Love Shadow.
I've
Love
lost
him.
my Shadow voice, unfortunately, so that idea went down the chute very quickly.
I know.
And then
Why
I
that
had
happened?
to quit YouTube because I had major exams and stuff like that, so I had to
Makes
that was
sense.
the year where I had to properly lock in with all the studying and stuff like that.
Well, my
Understandable.
school years, I was like,
Understandable.
fuck school. I'd rather play Game Boy or do YouTube.
Yeah, so I stopped making YouTube videos for
You're a very good example,
or two.
Miss Shadow.
I know.
You are a very good example, Bestie.
I know I'm not.
You're a good influence.
do not follow my example. Just do as I say, not as I do.
Bestie is not a good example. Don't follow him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah, continue.
I stopped making content for like a year, and then 2020 when the lockdown started, I came back because I was like, I'm at home. Why would I do schoolwork? Why would I do schoolwork if I'm not at school? You know. So basically, I just slacked off a whole year. Well, I did a little bit, but that was pretty much it.
Mhm.
And then from there, I started making more Nintendo games side of things. Also played mobile games like Dragon Ball Legends and stuff like that.
Dual
Included
jump.
with the gacha animating. Yeah.
Dual jump.
Oh, Minecraft is Dragon
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah. And then,
Clash
I
of
started
Clans.
playing Minecraft as well. Yep. Clash of Clans, Clash Royale was a good one as well.
It was okay compared to Clash of Clans.
Oh yeah,
Didn't really
compared to
get
Clash
into
of
it.
Clans. Yeah. And from there, really, that's when it took off a little bit. That's when I first got 100 subscribers. And then I decided to go on Twitch. And the first streamer I watched was Nathan.
Oh, really?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now.
First
Yeah.
streamer I watched was Nathan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So
coincidence,
that was
dang.
when I first met Nathan. I've known him for 3-4 years now. And I believe from there I like he's the one that inspired me to start streaming on Twitch. So I did. I was playing like GTA, Minecraft, just doing random things,
Oh,
not
that's
really
cool.
getting much. Maximum 2 viewers. And then
Oh.
I thought, okay, I'm doing all the popular games and they're not working. What can I do? And then I realized, why don't I do something I actually enjoy? Skylanders. And that is when Mr. Hero came to light. I changed the name, pretty much rebranded everything to Mr. Hero, and started making Skylanders content. And ever since that day, everything just shot up. I went from getting 2 viewers minimum to having like 10.
Sheesh, man.
Awesome.
That's nice.
And-
Really awesome to hear.
I was getting raids left and right from other bigger Skylanders content creators. I've been in collabs with. I mean, I've spoken to one of the biggest Skylander content creators, not FGTV, but of the modern day, if you know what I mean.
For context, for me that have no idea about those kind of stuff, do you know who is that?
Oh, his name was Boombringer. He still makes
okay.
content, but he doesn't make a lot now because, number one, Skylanders content, since there's no new games, it's kind of difficult to make content on a game which doesn't have any
Yeah.
updates or
Yeah, it's
anything like
kind of
that.
hard. It's hard to actually make content on stuff that actually doesn't get any update.
Yeah.
I understand why people can actually do content right now or still do content on Minecraft because
Oh yeah, they're always
creativity-
updating.
Yeah, because it's not only not always updating. The fact that you can be seriously super creative with the stuff you can do, I think that's definitely opened a lot of doors for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, don't mind my dog barking. Just heard something outside, and now he wants to
Dog
bark
is
at everything.
cute.
Dog
He keeps
is
barking.
There's another
dog. Don't do that. Dog do the job. Do dog
Well,
doing the job. Yes.
The first
The-
time,
the
the first
doggy
time I got introduced to Minecraft was through my little brother. Actually, he had
that's nice.
his skin was a bear apparently, but to me it looked like a penguin.
Yeah, that's
And I was like-
weird.
And I was like, "Huh, what the heck is this?" And then I did some research and actually got into it myself because I was like, "This is Legos but cooler." And my brother would never play with me, so I just did my thing.
Okay, nice.
He did his own thing.
Okay, Mr. Hero, do you have more stuff to say?
Yeah. So basically, I went from not doing. So we made our own content basically for Skyrim. So we made like Nuzlocke challenges. If you don't know what they are, I can explain it.
The challenges are very
And-
cool.
Explain it, please.
So basically, a Nuzlocke is when you have a certain amount of characters that you're allowed to use, preferably one from each element. And if you lose that certain character, you can't use them again. And if you lose all of them, you have to restart the game.
The same.
Oh.
The Pokemon
It's kind of like
Nuzlocke.
Pokemon.
Pokemon
Yeah,
Nuzlocke are like you have a limited amount of characters you're allowed to
We kinda
use.
stole the idea from
You
Pokemon,
know
to be
the
fair.
one. You know the one specific elements. I know the one you can only catch one each route. That's one I know.
Yeah. We pretty much just stole the Nuzlocke idea from Pokemon. And
Yeah.
then we made our own speedrun category, and that's now on speedrun.com, by the way. It's called Ultimate Nightmare Mode, which is
Dang.
we have to play through the game on the hardest difficulty, and we're only allowed to use one character.
Sheesh.
Oh, wow.
That's
And
quite
if
a
you die with
challenge.
that one character, no matter how you get, you have to restart from the beginning.
Damn.
Man.
So you
that's
have to
crazy.
know that character inside out if you want to win.
Right.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
then-
cool.
Yeah,
What
from
a
there I was
challenge.
on races, like they were doing live races, and I was asked if I wanted to do commentary on some of them. Being an absolute introvert, I was like, do I want to? And then I said yes. And then
Dang.
it was a big test, but it all worked out in the end. It was pretty fun.
Oh, okay.
That's nice. That's absolutely nice. Awesome.
Yeah. I got asked if
Okay.
I wanted to host a race as well at some point. I was like, yeah, but my Wi-Fi is pretty bad, so...
Yeah, yeah, we know
Can't do
about
that.
your amazing Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, we
that
all know
only
about your
happened when I
Wi-Fi.
moved. So when I
Yeah.
moved, I couldn't
What do you mean?
stream for a couple of months because getting new Wi-Fi completely messed up everything. And then I carried on with YouTube content, tried to stream a couple of months later, didn't work, tried again, successful one stream, and then...
Back to dog shit.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much. And ever since then, I just decided, okay, it's YouTube
Back
from
to
now
playing
on.
with shit. Back to
Yeah.
playing with poo.
It's YouTube from now on.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the story of Mr. Hero.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Bravo.
Any questions?
How'd you get your name?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I should have mentioned that question. So, story time. I know I've had enough story time, but I got an extra one. So I used to. So on YouTube, I played a bit of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and in the Lost Woods, the Koroks call you Mr. Hero. And I decided, and I was thinking about it. I listened to it a couple times. It said Mr. Hero, and I was like, interesting name.
That's
And that's how it
cool.
went. And then after that, I heard it again. And I was right. I'm using that as YouTube. Nintendo
I
sue me.
I can actually understand that. Actually, I'm actually kind of the same. I was actually kind of close to do something similar to that. The thing is, I was a very big Jack and Dexter fan, and I was so big fan of Jack and Dexter that every time I have the naming thing of a character, I will always write Jack.
Narrative Dexter.
Yeah, no. So it was actually if I just in the last second I actually decided to Sora because I thought that I want to be much more original in the name, so I actually decided to go with Sora from Kingdom Hearts instead of Jack from Jack and Dexter because it just felt too much like Jack. It felt kind of weird.
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, and I decided I will go with Sora. I think that make much more nicer. And I can definitely get that. Okay.
That's cool.
There's no avoiding it now. Crash.
Yeah,
There's no way to avoid it now.
Your turn. Your therapy session is starting now.
Here we go. The lore of Crash. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Come on. Cringe time. Come on, go.
I'm thinking. My brain is soft, okay? Give me a second. My brain is so soft.
One.
Like a paper bag.
Okay. Yeah, my paper bag that's easy.
Sorry, I had to pull that one.
Crumple it. Okay. Huh. Pretty much when I was a kid, maybe like 2010 or I don't know. Maybe I was like 4 years old. I think I had like my first like PlayStation 1. I was introduced to like mainly gaming just through like a lot of my family and cousins because I like literally the only thing I had was like a PlayStation. That was it, and I didn't have any games because back then you had to buy a save card and you had to buy video games, and then I never had a save card and I didn't
yeah.
have any money, so it was like okay.
I don't know when you were a kid.
Yeah, back in the day, I
Yeah.
had the games, but no save card.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you could play the game straight off the disc and not have to download.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of discs that I bought myself with
those
my
days.
own hard-earned money.
So much easier.
Okay. Crash. Okay. Crash. Yes.
So essentially, I never got to own like really any games or consoles. Any video game I got for the PlayStation, I got it just hand me downs from my cousins because we couldn't
Oh.
afford any video games. Because even the console
Understandable.
itself was just like a gift from like a father that's not in my life. So it's just like,
Oh,
oh,
thank-
here's a console, bye. So
Okay.
everything I had was just like hand me downs. So any PlayStation games I had, hand me downs. Then eventually I just used everyone else's console, and that's how I got learning anything at all about video games and just enjoying them. So then later on in life, I think maybe when I was like 10, 11 or 12, something like that, I got like super creative into just making stuff. I used to love like Iron Man, like how he made his
Oh.
suits and how like his repulsor was made a specific way and all these cool parts. So I just like
We're talking about the
binge, like,
Marvel.
internet.
Wait, talking about the
Spider-Man.
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Marvel Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a fan. Because what I'm asking is because there was actually an Iron Man show and there's Iron Man movie.
I love
yeah.
Armored Warriors.
There
I
are
think
also
was
the
it? Or
comics.
Armored something.
Yeah, you're right.
comics are good. Yeah.
Of course. Hello, Samasha. Welcome to stream. Hello.
Hey, Smaza.
Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome.
Hi. Shmaja. Hi,
Okay, yeah,
Father.
Crash, continue. Crash, continue. Continue with your story.
Of course. So then,
Continue with your tale.
essentially because a lot of like the Marvel movies, I got like into the internet more, and that's when I like discovered like YouTube and like how to make stuff on YouTube. Like, oh, you can get a piece of cardboard and print out a piece of paper, and like they'll like print out the design, so you're able to like replicate like a fictional, like what like props are.
Yeah.
You guys do like
Oh.
cosplay, right?
Yeah.
So like in a sense, it would like I would try to like cosplay as like Iron Man.
Okay, that's cool.
I would like spend my weeks
Nice.
just
Yeah, that's cool.
binging videos and trying to find a way to. I didn't even know how to print out paper. I would like try to draw it out, and I'd make so many things. I'd try to make my own stuff, and like eventually, I guess it just got like too much for like my parents, and they essentially were just like, you have too much crap. You're drawing like crazy. I feel like you're wasting time. So they decided to
Shit.
grab everything I ever
I
made,
can know that.
all my drawings. They put it in a trash bag and threw it out.
Oh boy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Custody.
Ah boy.
yeah,
No, Marvel does not suck, Smaza. How dare you?
yeah.
No, Mar, are you being sarcastic or are you being real?
No, I'm being straight real.
No,
No,
we
Smaza.
actually.
Smaza.
She actually say Marvel sucks right now.
Oh. Marvel does
the
not
movie-
suck. Marvel is beast.
Gary, Marvel doesn't suck. You take that back.
Also,
I
by
think
the
I'm being
way,
sarcastic.
I really liked inventing stuff back in the day. So my first thing I built was a ice cream robot out of paper, cardboard, and sticky tape.
Oh, I did that as well at school.
Oh
That was one of my
That
projects.
reminds me.
That was
reminds me.
not
I
a
would
school
use
project.
make
I just
machines out of
basically
magnets.
thought about it, like, yo, what can I invent? And I just started doing it at home.
Robot.
Robot that's dispense ice cream out of their
Paper
hands.
robot.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You designed Circus Baby. That makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah, I was making
people. Hey,
Sorry.
crash.
Right.
It's crash talk now.
It's
Sorry,
crash it down.
It's okay. It's
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. Essentially, just to like speed run it a bit, get into a lot of YouTube, watching like epic rap battles of history, watch like PewDiePie.
I love
Markiplier.
those.
Those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I
Nostalgia.
couldn't create anything, that I just started to
All the
binge.
nostalgia's coming back to me now.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Watching PewDiePie and Markiplier and all these different creators, it would be amazing. And
Yeah, they're
those guys are like my
definitely.
huge
Those were the good
inspiration,
days.
just-
Yeah, they're really big inspiration to a lot of content
Those were
creators.
the good old
A lot.
days.
especially gaming. Especially gaming.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, they were awesome. It was like the peak of YouTube. Like everybody, especially since like like you could say whatever you want on YouTube, pretty much.
Yeah, good old days.
Yeah, yeah. That was that's really. That's not a really good stuff that has been done. Been back in
I'll get Crash talk, bro.
Crash, continue. Don't listen to them.
Yeah, Crash, continue, please.
I kept watching. I forgot what I think they were called like MD Mobile or Media Mobile. I don't know what they were called, but I kept like
I think I know
binge
what you're
watching
talking
them on creating different props. It was always like my thing where I just loved creating props. It was so much fun. But every time I made something, it was just thrown away. Then I eventually just got into video games.
That's annoying.
Loved it. Loved the Xbox 360 and all that fun. And I'm trying to. Eventually, middle school came. A couple of my friends got into like making like comic books because it was like a bigger thing back then. Like, oh, we'd get comic books and read them and like, you know, imagine yourself being that character.
Oh
So we used to
yeah.
make comic books as a kid. Beyblades were amazing.
Oh,
they were like the
yes.
coolest
Beyblades.
thing in the world.
Beyblades.
Oh, they're beautiful
Yeah.
things.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I did make just a few comics, like 1 and 2, and I made puns in it. I wrote puns in it. That was when I
okay.
was like maybe also around 16, 14, something like that.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow.
You like lagged a bit.
Yeah,
No.
you lag a bit there.
Did
yeah.
I lag? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I made
yes, I
like
can hear you vastly.
I made like 2 or 3 comics myself, like a page, and I wrote puns in it. I was like 14 or 16 years old, some around there.
All the jokes you could think of.
Yes. Some of them were cheese
see.
related.
Of course.
Okay, let's continue.
Chaos.
Let's continue.
Crash.
Chaos. Chaos continue.
Chaos
Control.
Emeralds. Yes.
I love the chaos continue. Anyway, Crash, go for it.
Yeah.
Crash. Oh my god, my brain stopped
No,
working.
you're
for a
good.
second.
I love it. I love giving people those good memories of it as a kid,
Yeah.
especially those eras. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Essentially,
There's so
got
many
into
stuff like that.
Beyblades, comic books, trying to figure out, you know, like, hey, I'm like a super creative person, and you know, you have the people in your life that are trying to like put it in your head that you will never get anywhere with that bullshit. You know what I mean? Those are just
Like
those
me
types of
writing a
people.
lot of
Yep.
potential game scripts for Pokemon games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I wanted to
So,
send it to Nintendo, but with that age, I didn't know how to do it.
That would be awesome. Imagine just like, oh, this is a really good script. Like, so how much can we buy it off you?
Whatever.
The
Money
honest producer
money
of a
didn't
Nintendo
mean
game.
anything to me. I just wanted the games to be like that. I was like, this would have
Yeah, I
been
just
so
wa- I
much
just want you
better
guys
if
to make
we
a good
put this
game.
in the games.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
want you guys to make a better game. So
Yeah,
here you go.
basically.
Yeah, which they're not kind of listening right now. If you ask me, they know how to actually make game fun. That I will give to Nintendo. But the thing is that they don't always make sure that it will be 100% absolutely awesome all the time. Like
Money.
because money, yes,
Money.
money.
It's not awesome,
Every
it's
like
just money
game is
grab,
just based
bro.
off of for children.
Nowadays,
My
anyway.
love
That's what
movie.
Nintendo is.
Okay, Crash. Do you have more thing to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, go. We have time.
Essentially, got into comic books, got into YouTube, watched Smosh, watched a whole bunch of different creators. I had like a YouTube channel. I played a lot of mobile games and like screen record myself. Eventually there was like an app called Live. It was like a purple app with like a star.
Yeah, I know what one you
I
mean.
used to like live stream myself, literally just like riding my bikes, just whatever, because I just love doing anything creative. And eventually tried to do YouTube. Didn't really work out because, you know, starting out, you don't even know what the heck to do. You don't
Yeah.
really have equipment. You just got a phone and you're just recording anything. And
Yeah. Yeah, when
eventually,
you're starting those kind of stuff, you never know what you actually want to do. It's everybody actually. I think everybody here can definitely vouch for the fact that even though they're thinking like
They do
they know
nothing
what
to
they're
help
doing,
us small content creators.
yeah, we're still continuing doing some random stuff. Thank you for the love, by the way, Samasha.
Yes,
And
thanks, Maza.
everybody, and everybody just trying to figure out what they still want to do, because you probably can just out of nowhere, when you continue doing content, you can actually find yourself just doing A, and then you figure out you actually want to enjoy more doing actually B, and then you're actually doing more B. And that's kind of stuff that I think happens to everybody as they evolve as a content creator.
Okay, back to Crash.
Yeah, back to Crash.
Back to the
I literally when I was a kid, I'll never forget the first day I did like my first YouTube video. In my head, I always thought no one, like only a specific type of person or like company was allowed to make a YouTube channel. I didn't know it was like free or like you were able to just make it anytime you want. I thought like, oh, you have to be like famous or something to like even make a YouTube channel because I didn't know anything about it.
Low.
And made content, those things are all private now on a whole different other channel. But getting to what I am now, I eventually, work was mainly my entire life, to be honest. Been working for like almost 10 years straight. It fucking sucks. But
Dang.
I've always wanted to do something creative. That's been my main thing for years since I was a kid. I was just like, I've always wanted to be either a YouTuber or just a social media person because it's just so much fun to create videos and help people. It's so much fun.
I agree. It's really fun to do content. It's always
Hell
fun.
yeah.
Well,
And just
all I
learning, like,
wanted
oh my
to
God, you
do
can this
was
on your phone?
be myself, be accepted as who I am, and make friends that way. And the only way I could do it was online.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
did-
absolutely agree. I
By
think
the way, I did not see myself as a human at any point of time.
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
My mom kept
my
reminding me that she thinks I'm an alien or something.
That's awesome.
I
Call me.
think
I would
Yeah.
love to be an alien or even be called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking alien, mate. Hell yeah, I'm a freaking alien. You're just mad because you're a fucking boring.
I remember. I
Also,
remember
you
my
never
first.
asked me how I got to my name. Lol. You
You
asked
just
everyone
lagged
else.
again.
You got lagged, dude.
Hello, stupid Mike. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna
Yes.
ask
Yeah, we can
you.
hear you.
I was gonna ask you your name when I was done my thing because I forgot.
Oh, okay.
It's funny that Crash always have the question. Questions the
Yeah,
only
get
one
it.
that
You're
everyone
like,
asks.
hey, you asked everyone
I'm like
else,
this
but you skipped
everywhere.
me. Why?
So, Crash, how did you get your name?
Yeah, how did you get your name, Crash?
I'd rather ask Shadow first.
All right. Well, since I always was an outsider, like nobody treated me as a human, or I never saw myself as a human. I was like someone on the sidelines, always there, but nobody notices you, or like doesn't respect you, doesn't talk to you, unless you somehow make physical contact. Otherwise, they don't notice that you're even there. That's why I could do so much shit, like playing on my Game Boy in my class during the lessons. So I got to, Shadow. That's the most accurate name for me, really.
Cool name. I love
And
Shadow.
I always
Okay,
stuck
cool,
with Shadow from there. Like, I started off with Shadow 2244, then I went through Shadow the Otaku. I changed it for a little bit, like, to Masked Comedian. But it wasn't. I loved my puns. Okay, I had to go, and it was the Camion cosplay phase. Then we have. Then we gotten back to Nostalgic Shadow, where I was like, yeah, I want to play retro games or something that can bring back nostalgia for everyone on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's
that's how I
awesome.
got to my name.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's really awesome.
Okay,
got
Crash, where did you get
Shadow
your
Dog.
name from?
Yeah, here we go. Going back to you. Coming back to you, Crash.
Like you
I'll
call
tell you-
yourself
I'll tell
Crash,
you
but
when
you're a
I'm done
paper bag guy.
talking.
How does that
I'll
work?
tell you when I'm done telling my story.
Oh,
right.
okay, go. Okay, so finish it.
So, essentially, now later on in my adulthood, since I've always wanted to do something creative, eventually, I think I don't know who I just kept looking up like how to do like faceless content, because I never wanted to show my face. That's just one insecurity about me that I just, even though like people have told me like, oh, you don't even look bad, it's just my mind just tells me like, bro, you're not good to look at, I guess. I don't know, I don't want to say it in like a bad way. So I kept looking, how to start a faceless channel, like how to start a YouTube channel without showing your face. And then VTubing popped up and I was like, what the frick is VTubing? Like, what the hell is this? And I watched a bunch of different YouTubers, and eventually I forgot his name is like Thor Lore, something like that. He looks like a red octopus. I went on Twitch and he was like the first person I saw, and I just kept asking him questions and he was just like super nice. Same thing, I think Kenji, right? That's like another, he's like super famous. I commented a couple times and he was giving me advice too. I was just like, oh my god, like, you know what? Frick it, I'll try it. You know, I first tried to make my own, didn't like how it came out. Eventually, I just went on like Etsy and found this paper bag fuck that you're talking to for like a couple bucks, and I was like, oh, you know what? This seems pretty cool. I like how, you know, he's kind of different from everyone else, because everyone else is like super like complex. You know, everyone has their cool,
want to keep it simple
like,
and stand out that way. Good go.
Yeah. And yeah, the way I got my name Crash was I used to like, all I kept thinking was like, I used like ChatGPT to like help me come up with names, and I wanted to be Shadow. That was one of them. Definitely wanted to have a Shadow name. Yes. So then I was just like, what is a cool name that I could think of? And then I thought of a show that they used to have on Disney XD that was called Crash and Bernstein. And I was like, oh, Crash and Bernstein, that's a cool show. And then I thought of, Crash Bandicoot, and I was like, oh, can I do Crash Bandicoot? Nope, it's already taken. So then I just went through a line of Crash names, and then I got like Crash Showcase, and then that's my name. That's why it's like Crash SHW is supposed to mean like showcase at the end. It's just, I don't want Crash Showcase to be a whole big name because it just looks weird, so I just put Crash SHW.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Well, be honest, I don't see any others named Mr. Hero, so I think I made a good choice with my name.
Or you did it at the right time. Yeah.
But as my name, I know it is very overused, but nothing else felt right to me at all. Like, this is me. I have to stick to it.
Okay. Nice.
Everybody abuses it just as the word dark or shady and stuff like that. Like, I want to be cool. Like, I want to be cool, like Shadow the Hedgehog or some shit. But me, I stuck to it because it's my persona. It's me. Like, this is how I feel. Like, this is me.
Okay. That's awesome.
That's why I had to stick with it.
Yeah.
Despite all of it.
Crush, I have a question. Why is your OC the guy with a bag on his head?
What?
Wait, say it again.
What? I didn't understand that.
Why is your OC a guy with a bag on his head?
Oh.
I guess. Well, first, because it was cheap. I'm gonna be so honest with you. When I was going into VTubing, I did not know what I wanted. I saw everyone else having this like awesome creative models, and I kept like going through Etsy. There was so many. I could have been Shadow the Hedgehog if I really wanted to. And I chose like the back.
I feel like my would have been Shadow the Hedgehog way before you, if you could.
Yeah.
I had I loved how like the guy with the bag over his head just looked so cool, because it's just like, you can't see me, you know, I don't want you. That's like the whole premise of like why I even do VTubing, is because I hate seeing my face. It's like the one thing I hate about myself. So I guess the bag over my head is just like a good indicator. It's just like, you're never gonna see my face. It's just always covered, I guess. I don't know.
You're gonna catch me.
That's also me with my issue. Like, everybody tells me I'm an alien, yada yada. That's how I feel like, basically. And then I see this human thing in the mirror. I'm like, the fuck is this? Get rid of my eyes.
What is this creature?
What is this creature? This is not me. What the heck is this? Since then, I just felt it's like a universe trying to fucking kill me at any moment. That's why I'm avoiding mirrors.
Okay.
I just wanted to
Okay.
say one more thing.
Go for it.
So I did not know anything about VTubing, streaming, anything like that. The one thing that I just find so insane about the VTuber PNG, like any type of community, is how crazy people are just so nice. And I never
I agree.
understood it. Like even like it's just crazy. Like I when I first started like the whole Discord I have, I just started hitting up people on Twitter. I was just like, hey, do you want to collab? I don't even know what collabing is, but let's hang out. I don't know. And then it turned into like a group chat with like 5 people. And they were just so nice and just helpful. Like even when they didn't even know me, they're just like, oh, you need help setting this up? Sure, I got you. Hop on a call. It's like, I don't even know you, and you're taking time out of your day to even help me. Just insane.
There are some awesome people in Discord or streaming and stuff like that. That's just really amazing to know. That's why I always open to anybody to talk with, because you can never know what kind of person you can actually know, and it's always fun to know new people, get new experience, learn about Mr. Hero. We can hear you typing.
I'm not typing, I'm pressing my controller.
Lol.
Honest-
Playing Marvel
Yeah, we
Rivals again?
remember. No.
No.
Playing
No.
Pico Park. You need to play Pico Park.
Hell no.
Pico Park. Why I'm saying Pico
Great
Park? Because
question,
this
yeah.
dude absolutely destroyed his
Oh,
keyboard.
yeah, I know.
VTubing sounds
Yeah,
cool.
We don't need
Yeah.
to talk about the spacebar.
It
The
quite
spacebar's
is.
Absolutely
fine.
des- yeah,
I quite
absolutely
enjoyed
destroyed
myself.
the spacebar.
It's
did not-
easier to
yeah.
express yourself through
VTubing is
VTubing,
the
in my
best.
opinion.
Yeah. Best
Yeah, VTubing
community,
is-
best people. I don't
Absolutely.
really see any like big time drama with anyone. It's the best place to, I guess, express yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it's because VTubing kind of help a lot of people express themselves much more easier when they are compared to when they are IRL, because this way they
Yeah.
can just be themselves and not trying to lie to people or just
And
trying
then
to be
they
someone else.
can design the characters, like the personas, in a way so people can actually see their real selves on the outside as well, not just the inside.
Yeah,
Helps
I
them
agree. I think
visualize
that's-
things.
Yeah, I agree. I think VTubing become a very nice way to express yourself in a way that you can actually feel okay with yourself and just do whatever you want to
Yeah.
do and say whatever you want to say without any kind of filters, or feel like you are want to say something but you don't want to say that because but I think it's I think it's a really
cannot say
great-
that. I'm the fucking president. Hand me
Honestly,
my
society just
banhammer.
makes everything 10 times worse. Like some people have like maybe a disability or scarring.
And yeah,
or
people
even just
don't really want to
trauma, and it's
share this
always-
trauma with anyone, so
yeah,
it's easier to cover up this
yeah.
way.
Yeah, that's why I got my inspiration from Iron Mouse, because like I said, she's a person that is
Yeah.
actually just stuck to her bed and didn't have any way to actually go around with the world, and she absolutely just stuck in her home. And
Well, until
that's,
you mentioned this today, I didn't even know that, actually.
Oh, really? You
I
didn't
thought
know? Oh.
my actual impression of her was a very energetic and very lovable person, but her energy type was a bit too much for me, to be honest.
The thing is, she become much more energetic as years go by, because she actually because she's feeling much more better.
Well,
And
I
because she
only
feels much more better, she
I
actually
only
become
watched
much
her
more
shit
energetic.
only 2 years ago, so I probably have missed a lot.
It can help you expressing yourself better with through
Yeah.
VTubing. Yeah, absolutely agree with that, Sumasha. Absolutely.
Yes, Maza, I
Oh,
agree.
can I ask something? Can I ask something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course,
You
go.
told me. I
Yeah,
think
go.
you told me this before, but I just like asking questions.
Yeah, go.
Sure.
You guys say you like the way you guys met, and like why did you guys, I guess, decide on maybe like the logo or even the name of your like group?
Oh, so basically, me and Lior became besties first. Then we met Sora. Then we met Laura. Then we met Nathan, Maya, and then
Then
the
Maya.
rest. And then,
Yeah.
while we were adding Maya to the group, Nathan suggested we should become a VTubing group, having a Minecraft server and Blue Sky and Twitter for our group. We were like, okay, we are already like a group, so why not? Basically. So he
Yeah.
helped setting everything up, and Leo came up with the design.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lior and Maya.
to be
Lior and
honest,
Okay,
Maya.
Maya
to be
as
honest,
well.
Maya,
But Maya was also
Ma-
preoccupied, so it
Maya
was mainly
the one who
Lior.
helped design the first one. I designed the emblem that you have in the Discord group right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Right. Yeah. And yeah, from that's point forward, we become a streaming team, and we like every time there's some like a collab or something like that. We are announcing that. At least I do.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
your
to
job.
announce
I'm
the-
editing the videos.
Yeah,
for
and Shadow
YouTube.
is in charge of
Yeah,
editing the
Shadow's
video.
our video producer.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm in charge. I'm in charge of all those bozos. By the way, I'm in charge of everybody, all those.
He's
bozos.
our manager.
Yeah, he's a manager,
love it.
right?
Yeah,
I love it. I
And we
truly,
respect
I
him a
love how
lot.
you guys. I love how you guys bring each
That's
other up
like a
and
part.
help
Yeah,
each
but
other out. It's awesome.
but just to be real, everybody here is really awesome, and I always love all the thing that they always do. They're always trying to do their best, and I always appreciate that stuff.
Aw.
We'll be real. It's not that easy. Not a lot of people are actually going to do what they're actually saying that they're going to do. Most people that you actually getting are probably going to either, just going to half-ass it and just going on with their life and stuff like that. But not a lot of people are actually, that dedicated to what they're actually doing. And it's always
Yeah.
fun to actually talk with them. Always fun to actually doing a collab with everybody. And
I don't half only do stuff. I do it in whole or nothing.
yeah, I am.
Most of the time, I'm just there, to be honest. I'm mostly
Yeah.
just here for I try and do other things, but like most of the time, it's just collabs. Make sure everyone has a good time.
Yeah.
I think that's the I think that's the point of it. I
Actually,
think that's the point of it. Just
when
having a
I
good
first
time and
met
having
you,
fun.
Mr. Hero, I was like, yo, this guy could be possibly, maybe trying to take over my spot. I'm gonna make sure
I
he's
would
not gonna
never
take over
dream
my
of it.
spot.
I'm
And
going to
afterwards,
kill
actually,
him.
no, I wasn't thinking about killing, but like,
I know.
you sus, if you're trying to take my job, I'm gonna freaking take you and do
I had
something.
a tiny target on my back.
But still, afterwards I felt like, yeah, you're not the same person or trying to take my job, but I can vibe with you. So I'm like, okay, you gotta be one of my better friends, actually.
I had my eyes on you. Kowalski.
Well, that was
I
my
have
first
my
impression. That was my
idea.
first
The thing's like, I
impression
can't
for
get it
the
to save my
first,
life.
like.
I'm watching Mike Wazowski.
Well, that was my first impression. Hello. That was my first impression when we were on the first call. But after that call, I was like, nah, we chill.
Nah,
Yeah.
we chill. We chillin'.
Yeah.
No, since when we just play Marvel Rivals.
Just
and
Yeah.
one more question.
Actually, each time we play Marvel Rivals, I feel like we're bonding a bit more each time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's really been fun. Okay, Crash. Yes.
Just one more question. I'm gonna stop. Okay.
No, we love questions. Ask more.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. Whoever I have DM'd individually in this call, did I
Sora.
sound like a bot? Yes or no?
No,
Yeah.
for me, no.
It was Sora.
For
It
me,
was
no.
probably Sora.
It was me. It was me.
Yeah.
You definitely did. Well, first of all, you DM Nathan, if I'm not
Oh.
wrong, or no. It's sorry. It was Shadow you first DM.
Oh,
And then
right.
because
You were
I
trying to
know about
connect
it-
Sora, and then you came to me on Twitter.
No.
Right.
He was trying to actually contact with us on the Vibe Ventures thingy on the socials, and the thing is that because I'm not always available on that stuff because I always need to be on my PC when I'm on that because it's not on my phone. So I didn't saw your message, and then you talked with Shadow.
Yeah, you
And
contacted me
then he
instead.
told me about it, and then I talked to you.
Yeah.
So you were the first one. So yeah.
It
so
was
that's
a
how it's
round
working.
around, I guess.
Next question.
No. Everyone at
actually,
DM
no.
told me I sound like a bot.
No, I actually
No,
didn't
actually, you
mean to
don't.
sound like a
You
bot.
don't
No.
sound like a bad bro.
No, that was not my first.
Oh, buddy. You're good.
You good?
Thank you.
I didn't say. I mean, when I first talked to you, I didn't think that you sound like a bot or anything like that. No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, everyone I got in the group, like the whole Discord, I was just like, did
Really?
I sound bot when I like texted you? They're like, bro, I thought you were a scammer. I was like, what? Like, bro, I got so scared joining this Discord.
Crash. I have the better possibility of being a scammer than you, buddy.
Wow, why is that?
Hey,
Because of my
Why is that?
sense of humor. I would do it for a living if I wasn't such a douche.
I see.
you are not a
Makes
douche.
sense.
I can be if I want to.
No.
You need to go to the shower.
It's
You still need to go to the
achievement
shower. Achievement unlocked, go to the shower.
That'd be an awesome achievement.
Oh boy. Okay, that was great.
No.
Okay, that was a really great podcast with
Yeah.
all of you. We definitely need to finish right now. It's getting late, and
I'm feeling very tired. I'm about to sleep on my chair.
Also,
Yeah,
another
I know,
thing.
absolutely.
Have a great night,
Just a
man.
little add-on. I always hated trying to be a part of a group. Like, I never wanted to fit into anything, so I always went opposite. Unless I didn't feel it was me.
You've been cut off, Shadow.
You got
Again,
like 3
you
times in a row.
stupid Mike.
Yeah.
You got like 3 times in a row.
Fuck my life.
Oh.
Fuck my luck, guys. That's what happens on a
You
daily
guys
basis.
are awesome. Keep up the amazing work. You guys are amazing freaking people.
Thank you, guys.
Keep
Thank
up
you,
the
you
amazing
too.
work. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. I have someone I want us to raid. So let's.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
write it on.
Yeah, Discord. Right on Discord when we
on
help you
Discord.
raid.
Yeah. Okay. So let's raid that person, and that will be all for today. Sora. Yes. Ace. Yes.
What's up, Ace?
Yes. Yeah. What's up, Ace? Let me on
Next
Right
time
now.
on Dragon
That-
Ball Z.
next time on the next podcast. Next time, it sounds actually much more like it sounds like something from a very old sitcom. Next time on an old Dragon Ball
I've
Z.
reached
style.
250k channel points. Say goodbye to your save file soon.
Oh no!
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay, let's do a final
Okay,
boss.
let me explain. I have a redeem that calls the button of doom, and that means that if you actually use that, it's mean that I have to delete the save file of the game that I'm playing right now. It cannot be used on online games like Genshin or Final Fantasy 13 or something like that. But other games, if you actually use it on those games, I'll have to start from the beginning, from the
dang.
start.
Oh, use it on Super Mario 64.
I have that.
Well, Super Mario 64 I actually finished, so I didn't
Okay,
care about
what game is it?
Damn it.
What game is it?
I don't know. This is the next time on
That's
Sora
very random.
podcast.
You're not playing the game.
The thing is that tomorrow I'm actually playing Persona 5 Royal, and that's where I'm absolutely very afraid of. That's I'm really afraid of that.
no. That's a very
Persona
long
5
game.
reset?
Oh,
Can you
man.
stream tomorrow? Of course I am,
We're talking
Nathan.
about the game.
Don't slam
Next
your mom
time
so
on
often
Sora
argument.
Dragon
Oh,
Ball
that
Z.
was murder. That's murder right there if you do that.
By Venture Z.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, make sure to rate the person that
Did.
wrote on Twitch, on
Not great.
not Twitch, Discord, and
Maybe I'll
yeah,
save
let's
it till 750k, so I'll get 2 buttons. Damn.
2 buttons of doom.
Or maybe I will save it. Oh my God, you're crazy. Well, you can do that. Just so you know, Ace,
No problem.
if you redeem
Glad
one,
to have that.
if you redeem one of them, the next stream after that, the price will be double. So if it's 250, the next stream it will be 500.
Dang, boy.
So very much
500,000.
Yeah, 500,000.
Yeah.
Or 9,000.
You have a lot
Yeah.
of grinding to do. Get watching.
Yeah, get watching. Yes, absolutely.
It's over
Now, only try one
9,000.
test.
It's
Okay,
made out
so-
of chocolate.
It's 9,000.
Yeah, let's rate everybody.
Fantastic.
Okay. So thank you everybody for coming to the stream. I hope you had a good time. And for all
Yeah.
those people that watching from recording from YouTube or Twitch, if you managed to get to this point, you're absolutely awesome and I seriously appreciate it. So for those people from the future, present, and the past, I will see also people on the next stream.
In between.
Bye bye. Thank you for the podcast. Thank you very much for coming.
See you later, alligator.
Bye bye. Bye bye. See you all of you.
Shout on out.